game. It's not logical, but you contemplate. Are we? Am I?
Well. Hello and welcome to Game 2, Gripper Nation. Edmonton Oilers, Vegas Golden Knights. Cool Knight versus Oiler fight before the game. You guys all saw that, right? Vegas does this every game, and I don't watch a ton of Vegas hockey, especially from the beginning. And having the Knight fight the big scary Oiler, that was fun. That was really fun. I can't wait to see a game in Vegas one day. Can't wait. How's everybody doing tonight? Thursday night, which means there's only a Friday, and then it's the weekend, baby. And there's, oddly, Lamar Odom's doing the sound thing? The horn? Really? Oh, all right. Leif Olfstad, good evening. Adam and Gripper Nation. What's up, Leif? What's up, buddy? Listen. Oh, Michael Bond, Gripper Nation. Yes, Michael. Let's go. Calvin Picker, look at that. Some of the worst numbers and some of the best numbers in the playoffs. 5-0 with an .891 save percentage. You know what? It doesn't matter. One games. Hockey Talk with Sam and Zach. Hey, Adam. Love the streams and pod. Just want to point out that the Oilers allowed just one goal in Game 5 against LA. That's a good point. But still, it's not that many times they've allowed that many. Joachim Hillman dropping an SDPN membership. What's up? What's up, guys? I'm ready for an exciting Vegas Edmonton game. I'm ready to wake up from the slumber that was that Caps Canes game. And we're off. And I'm a little bit behind you guys that normally tonight. My Rogers Xfinity is not working. It's telling me I've got too many devices on, and I don't have any devices on. So it's just high quality products being high quality products. So I'm watching on Sportsnet Plus, which means I'm as far behind the game as you could possibly be. So the game's probably already started for you, but you know what? I got 1935 left in mine. Now let's see who scores. Now, sorry, Edmonton has won 5 straight come from behind games. Does Vegas just say, you know what, you go ahead and score first tonight? I don't think so. They almost just scored there, Mark Stone from Jack Eichel. Holy crap, let's go. It was kind of nuts in game 1 how little being scored against bothered the Oilers. They were used to it. They've been there. Oh, another Wow. All right, that's 2 great scoring chances already. High definition scoring chances for the Vegas Golden Knights in one shift. This is so Edmonton Oilers hockey, it's crazy. Vegas gets to play. That's what's so crazy about playing the Oilers is it's like, wow, the Oilers are really playing their game. And by playing their game, we mean, hey, they're just letting a team do whatever they want and then going to score anyway. Wes Richard dropping 5 SDPN gifted memberships. You know why? Because Wes wants to get the stream started off right. Wes, thank you, sir. Jack Wolf, hey, Adam. The Sam Bennett poster I gave you guys are stickers if you want to slap them somewhere. Hey, Jack, thank you for dropping that at the desk. I loved it, and I thought it was hilarious. And I do find it funny that a bunch of Floridians didn't, considering their thoughts on violence normally. I'm joking. But you guys do have a lot of gun things going on. You guys have to admit that. KT says, hey, Adam, thank you for streaming tonight, using you as a body double while I get things done around the house. And we'll have the added bonus of finding out if my Tim's points, if I get Tim's points for my Edmonton goals. That's right. You guys play the Tim's app thing? I play that all the time. I love that one. 17:49 left in the first period. If you were aligning streams with me, Emberson with the puck at the point. Kulak, Emberson lines tonight. Let's get to some lines here. Okay, so we've got Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Corey Perry, Evander Kane, Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Zach Hyman, Frederick Henrique, Connor Brown, Podkolzin, Janmark, Arvidsson, Nurse Bouchard, Wallman Klingberg, Brett Kulak, Ty Everson. So basically, no changes from last game. None. Zero changes. And who's the other team they're playing? That's right, the Golden Knights. Barbashev, Eichel, Stone. They already had like 2 scoring chances. Saw it, Hurdle, Olofsson, Howden, Carlson, Riley Smith, Pearson, Waugh, and Keegan Colasar. And by the way, Victor Olofsson moved up from the 4th line to the 2nd. They were working him back in after an injury. He had a pretty good game on Tuesday night. I don't even know what day it is anymore, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Playoffs are just like that. It's kind of like that weird time between Christmas and New Year's. Don't know what day it is. Doesn't matter. So Vegas getting Olsen back up higher in the lineup, which is probably where you ideally want him. Bouchard with a big stretch pass. Just misses Arvidsson. Janmark, Arvidsson does beat out the defender. So Janmark, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson are out there. Arvidsson with the puck. Nurse back down to Arvidsson. Arvidsson trips a little. He's okay, though. McNabb stealing the puck back. Did everybody watch the Caps Canes tonight? I hope you guys did. So you can understand. Like, I'm getting shit from people who are like, the Caps Canes isn't that boring. I'm like, oh, baby. That series sucks. It's boring as hell. I mean, I'm happy for the Caps and the Canes because they both won games in the series, and good for them. But it's like doing math homework. The rest of the series, spectacular. Like this one. Look at McDavid breaking in there. A little bit of a flick of a backhand. Didn't quite go in. That's okay. It's a good start. Dontro, does SDPN need a janitor / personal coffee maker? I do both for $2 an hour. Dontro, appreciate you, buddy, but we don't. We also don't pay less than minimum wage, which is what you're offering, and we can't legally do that. Jesse Atkinson's caps are slow. Adam, you are delayed like a minute. Can we get time checks? Yes, you can. 15:59. Boom. There is a face-off. I know it's the reason that the reason I'm delayed again is because I'm using high quality products from Roger, and Roger, the Xfinity stream does not work, so now I have to use Sportsnet Plus, which means I'm further behind than I would be on Rogers Cable. Draisaitl throws the puck up the ice. Nobody there to get it. McDavid was hanging around, but it didn't go to him. It went to the Vegas D. McDavid and Draisaitl have now changed. Here comes Kane. Shot. Learning Languages says, a moment, please, to mourn the loss of my beloved Minnesota North Stars. True fan loyalty is cheering for a team that has been defunct for 32 years. And what a shame. They never should have lost that team in the first place. That's why they got a team back within the decade, because it was stupid to not have the Minnesota. Like, imagine being like, no, we don't want Minnesota. That's crazy. That's where hockey players are from. It's the state of hockey, as Hayden likes to say, and Hayden is a Minnesota Wild fan first and foremost. So he's happy. Michael says, both my Spark brackets have Edmonton and Toronto in the final. Well, Michael, I love that for you. Mine does not. By the way, I want to let you know that's the big Spark bracket, the one that we did for the entire playoffs. I think I'm like out of 8,000 or 9,000 people, whatever it is. I think it's 8,600 something. Anyway, I'm like 3,300th. My mother-in-law is 45th. Watches a lot of hockey, but my mother-in-law is running away with it right now. 45th. Go, Kathy. Hayden thinks they should hire her at ESPN. They might be right. She might be a lot more entertaining than what they can do in intermission panels, too. Hayden said she makes a better bracket than PK. To be fair, it's not hard to make a better bracket than PK. I think he got 1 or 2 out of 8. So rough. Rough. Trent Frederick in the knee on the half wall. Oilers doing short shifts today. Sedina Magic 50 and I watched the Canes cap game and the new SDP at the same time. It's too boring to give it my full attention. That's how you know a series is boring. You can listen to an entire 2-hour podcast and be like, yeah, I feel like I caught both. James Stemler, thanks for clarifying why the Flyers are actually the Flyers earlier today. It gave me a little bit of a chuckle. What a ludicrously dumb name origin. Yeah, if you guys didn't check that out, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it is on the podcast and it's hilarious. Michael Bond says, my big bracket is 86th place. Michael, get on Kathy's level, all right? And Trent Fredericks, go into the box. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a definite trip on Brendan Saad. And, buddy, funny, I believe the Oilers went to the box pretty early in game 1, too. And guess what? Vegas scored. And guess what? Didn't matter. I won't believe that the Edmonton Oilers can even lose a game until Vegas wins one. Do you know what I mean? Like, until the time literally runs out on the clock, I will believe that no matter how far the Oilers are behind or maybe behind, they will come back. And I don't think you can blame me for that. Blue and Green Ice Queen, 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, Blue and Green Ice Queen. That is very kind of you. There is an account called the 40-Year-Old Vegan, but you didn't write anything. By the way, Taco Kit, The Blind Guy, J32, Adam McCaw, and Chris Keller. You guys were all gifted memberships, and I think you should give our friend, the Blue and Green Ice Queen, a little bit of a thank you in the chat. Since we're in commercial, because that's where I'm at, I know you guys are probably ahead of me. I would like to know where everybody is from tonight. Drop your city name in the chat, please. I want to know where everybody's from. What do we got? All right, we got Uxbridge, we got Philly, we got upstate New York, we got Kingston, Ontario, Vermilion, Alberta, Peterborough, Ontario, Nanaimo, BC, Tokyo, Louisville, St. John's. Which one? It's the apostrophe one, right? Yeah. London, Lake Ridge, VA, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Well, that's exotic. What else we got? Edmonton, Alberta, San Antonio, Texas, Markham, Brandon. Brandon, is that Brandon, Florida or Brandon, Manitoba? Halfdan says, I'm watching from Iceland. Get out, man. You're watching from Iceland? That's so cool. Kitchener, Springfield, Caraquet, New Brunswick. Love a solid New Brunswick accent, by the way. One of the more underrated accents on the East Coast. All right, here we go. Remember, Vegas scored in the first 10 minutes of the first period of the first game on the power play, much like we have right now, and it didn't friggin' matter. I'm not saying this power play doesn't matter. It just usually doesn't if the Oilers go down. MKI Sports, I wonder if the new Pope is a Chicago Blackhawks fan. That's rough. West Richard. Hey, Adam. So far, I'm 3 for 3 when I drop good luck subs for the Leafs. I promise to only use this power when the Leafs truly need it. Looking forward to playing Dallas in the finals. Go Leafs, go. Wes, I love that. Can you imagine, by the way, Wes, as you suggest, that this crazy high-scoring Edmonton Oilers team plays the crazy high-scoring Dallas Stars? Now, we are rooting Canadian here. If we get an Edmonton Vegas Western Conference final, that guarantees a Canadian team in the finals, which we love. But can you imagine Edmonton and Dallas stacked up front? Just a full-blown shootout the entire series. Can you tell me anything that you want more? I think Hayden wants Carolina Winnipeg in the final. Sorry, what? What did he say? Oh my God. Listen, I'm telling you, one of Washington or Carolina has to get through to the conference finals, right? And I am telling you that if the Leafs do get through, because I would sure love it if they did, when the Leafs get through, that's how I'm going to talk. When the Leafs get through, I hope that they eliminate that team, whoever it is, Washington or Carolina, in 4 games, because I cannot imagine having to watch that type of hockey for 4, 5, 6, 7 games. It's so boring. Jared, Adam, there were rumors that your alt account is the hockey images that precede unfortunate events account. Any truth to that? No, there is no truth. I retweet them a lot because I think that account's really funny. But who made that rumor? That is not me. I wish that I was smart enough to come up with something like that. I just find that account to be absolutely hilarious. But ultimately, I'm a dad and I don't have time to run an account like that. Those are like, you have to really, really watch hockey with a microscope to run an account like that, to catch those things. And I don't know who came up with that, but that's very funny. Hayden says it's what Bill Daly does when he's not at the draft lottery. Could be. Could be. Boy, this Vegas power play stinks. Oh! Delay of game. Uh-oh. Oilers had a second to go. Oh, man, that sucks. Again, I don't know if it matters, but that does suck. Oh, Adam Henrique just kind of a backhand and out. That honestly has to feel like the most lonely skate to the bench ever. Time check, by the way, 11:46. I'm going to give you a clap here to start. Here we go. Ref fake dropped the puck. I didn't fall for it. Sorry, Stripes. I'm smarter than you on that one. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to clap here in just a sec. Boom. 11:45. Big one-timer by the Oilers. Almost a break. Trent Frederick, but no. All right, here we go. Back come the Vegas Golden Knights. 11:30 left in the game. In the first period, that is. Jack Eichel working it in. First power play kind of stunk for Vegas. We'll see how this one goes. Jack Eichel across. Oh, and we got a goal. And it's just almost identical to the first goal. That's Victor Olofsson. Almost identical to last night. Big goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. but like it's the Oilers, so all right. I'll start to be like, nah, Vegas might win this one when they're up 5-0. James Stemler says 1-0 night, so guaranteed Oilers win. Absolutely. Absolutely. Pretzel Hunt says, Christ, how am I ahead of SDPN? It's because I have to use the Sportsnet app, which is behind everybody. Does it have to be this way? No, it doesn't. Do they want to make it this way? For some reason, yes, they do. I don't get it. Also, I feel like we should get cable in here. 11:16 left in the first, at least on my stream. Oh, puck! Puck almost got away from Aiden Hill there. Corey Perry sweeps it around back. Perry behind the net. Draisaitl, Perry playing back and forth. Good pressure here by the Oilers because they're the Oilers, and this is what they do. Oh, you scored on us? Yeah, we'll just get that back within 2-3 minutes. Oh, Bouchard tried to find McDavid. He tripped. And out come the Vegas Golden Knights, probably looking for a change. Yep, looking for a change. 10:35 left in the first period. By the way, if you want to align streams, all you have to do is pause your TV feed, and I'll catch up to you. 10:33 is where I'm at. We're about to do a face-off. All right. That is a really beautiful play by the Vegas Golden Knights. That's a perfect, yeah, and Henrik hates it. And I don't blame him. You put your team down 4 minutes in a row, though, eventually it's going to happen, especially against the Vegas Golden Knights, who are pretty good at this. All right. Oh, boom. Face off. Jeff McGuan. We have been spoiled with the best hockey so far. Honestly, this series is amazing. I thought the Dallas Jets game last night was pretty cool, too. Not just Mikko Rantanen. I thought the whole game was like this is fun hockey. Wow, there's my yawn. I needed to get it out. Oh, Vegas is open. They're going to shoot again. Puck is clipped wide. Adam, what were your picks for the second chance bracket? I think I said, you know me. I always pick the Leafs. I have a thing against betting against them. I said, and I did it before last night's game, so I think it was like Leafs in 7. Because honestly, it was not unfair to think, hey, I don't know if the Leafs win 2 games in a row at home. Like, we couldn't be that lucky, could we? Turns out we could. So I put them for 7. I think I put Oilers in Vegas at 6. I think I put Jets and Dallas at 6, and Carolina and Washington. I wrote, I don't care. I'm kidding. No, I think I took the Caps, which I think the Caps won tonight, right? Hayden, do you know? 3-1. Okay. Oh my God, just wow! It's such a nap. Mick Biggins, Leafs in 7. Are you mad? If I had picked that before games 1 and 2, you would have been like, yeah, well, I don't know. That's a risky pick, Adam. Also, far be it from me to tell anyone how to feel, but I am a Leafs fan, and I'm well aware of what the Leafs can do, or at least have done in the past. It feels different this year, but I'm not sure I'm ready to trust that feeling. But it does feel different this year. I will say that. From this vantage point at this time, it feels different. What do you got, Hayden? The Leafs had nearly double the hits the Capitals and Canes combined for tonight. More than double. How many hits did the Caps and Canes have combined? What did the Leafs have? 30. So the Caps and Canes combined for 33 hits the entire game. What did the Leafs get? Leafs had 41. Wow. I think like a solid 10 or 11 of those came from Max Pacioretty, by the way. Former Cap Max Pacioretty. So the Leafs were not an outlier either. The Panthers had 31 hits. So it's just 39 hits that you Panthers had. Okay, so they were just straight up. It's a hitting series. Wow, can you imagine one of these two teams is going to play one of Washington or Carolina, and I'm just like from such a like especially watching the way that their first round series went, and now the way that this series is going. It's going to be interesting because Carolina and Washington, no matter what, are going to have to adjust to the Leafs or the Panthers and all the hitting. And I can't tell if they're gonna be super refreshed and easy to take it because they don't, they haven't played a lot of hitting games, or if they're gonna be completely unprepared for it. I have no idea. Nerdjock 7, aside from the bench brawl Montreal Washington series, have there been any actual 5-minute major penalties for fighting in these playoffs? I think there have. Yeah, I don't know. James Stemler, as a fellow Leaf fan, are you also experiencing the odd combination of peace and confidence, as well as being sick to your stomach at the same time? Because I am. James, yes, sir. But I feel like Oilers fans, you guys must have felt that all last playoffs, right? Like, and I don't know how you're feeling this playoffs, but like, I have to know. I feel like that's just normal. It's just any team in the playoffs. 9:02 left in the first period. Pour moi. Drysaitel, McDavid, Corey Perry out there. Perry tripped up, no call. Oh no, it's Kane. It's not Perry. It's bigger Perry. Bigger pain in the ass. Okay, there comes McDavid. Oh, puck stripped. Looks like an icing. Nope, not an icing. Back goes Nurse. 8:30 left in the first period. Tristan Bongo, please, everyone watch the rehearsal. I don't know what that is, but I'll sure. Oh, puck turned over. Vegas might get a second goal here. What will the Oilers do? Oh God, will it be score 15 goals in a row afterwards? Who's to say? Yeah, see, here's the thing. There are lots of Oilers fans. Oh, lots of Oilers fans in the chat saying that it was pretty anxious. Icing? No, icing waved off again. Klingberg to Wallman. And by the way, they should have figured out their numbers. 96 and 36, they're hard to tell apart, okay? When you're calling the game, think of the man in the booth. Even though I'm not in the booth, I'm at SDPN's booth. Boothin'. We're just out here boothing. Hayden has found the last fight that was called in the playoffs. Hayden, what do we got? There's been no fight in these playoffs. Not one. There hasn't been a fight since Nico Sturm and Zemgus Girgensons? April 15th regular season. Yo, that's a crazy stat. Can you write that down and send it to me? I want to use that on the show. How crazy is that? Not one. Right, Anderson and Wilson. Well, and then did they even fight Anderson and Wilson? It was more of a grappling match, right? It's like I'm going to squeeze you and I'm going to squeeze you back. We're going to squeeze each other. We're going to be on the bench squeezing. They never fought in that series, and I thought they were going to go. Aretha Franklin says that can't be true, Hayden. They do not believe you. Nerdjock7 says, thank you, Hayden, for the research. I was too lazy to do myself. He's pretty great. You know what, too? This Oiler game is sort of interesting, this Oiler Vegas game. 3 shots aside. And that, by the way, is with a 4 straight minutes of penalties taken by the Edmonton Oilers. Vegas got a shot. It went in. It was a beautifully executed play. But it just kind of shows you that this period's been a little bit sleepy, too. Sports Talk Chud says Oilers score is blank on the score graphic. Is it? Oh yeah, Hayden. The Oilers score does not say 0. It says nothing. Hayden says it slid behind something. He's going to change it. He's going to fix it. You're welcome. Kath Graham says, I would rather watch an actual Oiler fan than this guy. He's not even wearing an Oiler jersey. I think he's talking about me. What's wrong with it? Hey, well, listen, Gripper Nation, we watch tons of hockey. Bouchard shoots. Oh, we got a 2-on-1 here. It's not even going to matter if they score. Watch. Oh, nice save by Pickard. Nice save. Woo. Nice save. This person is in the chat really upset that I'm talking to the chat. This person is not even watching the game, he says. Excuse me. You need to be watching the game. Welcome to Gripper Nation, my friend. No. Don't tell him to leave. Tell him to stay. And welcome to watching hockey the fun way with all your friends like we're at like a barbecue or we're in someone's basement hanging out. 6:06 left in the first. We like a chill stream. I'm going to tweet him. I'm going to text him. Someone says he doesn't even go here. 5:46 left in the first period. Guys, listen, I can't expect everybody to understand the joy of being a part of Gripper Nation the way we do. All right? We got a special thing. We're hanging. And by the way, I did a lot of Oilers hockey in the playoffs last year. I feel particularly connected to this team. The only reason I didn't do the finals is because Steve was doing the finals. Dontro says, I mean, my basement is not big enough for all you guys, but we can take turns, okay? I have a few bags of ketchup chips and 2 beers. Guys, that's the point. Nobody has a basement big enough for all of us, but we all get to hang out together. I have to say, you guys are all talking about how I'm chill in this stream. Listen, I can be on edge. I can be unchill. But I just feel like the Oilers are not a team that gets unchill, even when they're down 2, 3, 4 goals. So I know Vegas is up 1-0. It's been a pretty low event period, let's be honest. And frankly, and this is the important part, okay? This is the important part. The chillness comes from the fact that you've had a long, crazy day, and we want to have some fun. We just want to hang out, right? Again, basement. What did you say, Hayden? Hayden says, would you be a fun watch during a Steelers game? Yes, right now I would be, because the Steelers stink. And they don't see yet. They're not going to get Aaron. Please, God, don't get Aaron Rodgers. James Stemler, are the Oil emotionally your number 2 team these days? I think so. I watch a lot of Oilers games, man. I was thinking about going with them in the first round and doing these late night streams then. However, they were on the same night as the Leafs, so it sort of didn't make sense. And I wanted to see what the Caps looked like. And boy, that was a big mistake. Although I have to say, I had a lot of fun in the Montreal series. I really did. Michael O'Connor, thoughts on the Pickens trade? I think when Mike Tomlin says, yeah, I can't make it work with this wide receiver after, Antonio Brown and who else have they let go of? Plaxico Burress and all those guys. I think you just kind of go, man, he's probably, and Pickens kind of stinks. Like his attitude stinks. I think they just don't want him around. So do I think the trade was great or whatever? I don't know. Maybe got them some cap space. Hayden says, should Tomlin do what Greg Popovich did? He's been there a long time. Should he step down? I think you're going to wheel Tomlin out of there in a casket. I think that they have needed to build around a QB for a long, long time, and for whatever reason, they just refuse to bottom out and get a high pick. But I think they're going to be bad. Nate D says, Adam! Hi, Nate. Magel says, who do you want to score for the Oilers? Well, I want to see Connor get one. Like we've gone, 3.5 periods without a Connor McDavid goal in this series, and I think it's time. I'm going to not overthink that. Connor McDavid. There you go. Boom. 5:18 left in the first period. Kulak dumps it in. Yanaki Toronto, worst Canadian bands. Oh, God. Don't get me started. Doug and the Slugs. Do not get me started, David Wilcox. No disrespect to them, but oh my God. Not my favorite. Randy says, just dropped in to the chat. What's up, everyone? And hey, Adam. Hello, Randy. Welcome. Welcome to Gripper Nation. .437 left. This has been as low event hockey as we've seen for the Oilers in these playoffs. And I honestly think for Vegas, too. Vegas does have the ability to slow games down when they're at their best, box you out. Here we go. We got a 2-on-1. No, not anymore. Evan Bouchard got back. But it is kind of funny that after the game that they had 2 nights ago, that this is the type of first period they're going to have. I kind of thought it would be a guns blazing period. I was wrong. There's McDavid. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard, backhand pass to Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl, puck stripped. Carlson tried to break up the play. Tried to get it around McDavid with the puck, though, because they're the Oilers, and they can just do this. Remember, this is a team that scores at will and probably wants to go into the second period at least tied 1-1, don't you think? SLS, Adam, you need to watch Andor, one of the best Star Wars media ever. Oh my God, Vegas almost had another goal. Draisaitl, puck up to Hyman. This is where he scored from on Tuesday night, and the puck is stripped from his stick. McDavid is still out there. Hyman, McDavid, former line mates. Nerdjock 7. Evan Bouchard got back. Top 5 things Oilers never say. True. But he did that time. Adam, you've got to watch Andor. Yes. Okay, so I have watched episode 5, SLS. I've watched episode 5, and I've heard it's amazing the rest of the way. But remember, there's a lot of hockey to watch, and I'm just trying to survive. And I know I missed a super chat in there. I'm coming for you. Puck out front. Nobody to get it. James Stemler dropping 5 SDPN memberships. James, thank you, sir. That is extraordinarily kind and generous. Oh, here we go. Oh, Hannafin with a great move. Great save by Calvin Pickard. Great save. Okay, here come the Vegas Golden Knights again. 3-on-3. Hannafin keeps the puck in. Kulak gets the puck out. Oh, not quite. I'm lying to you. There it goes. No, Arvidsson can't get it out either. What's going on here? 2:10 to go. Jack Wolf, Leaf Legends, Calvin Pickard. Yep. Calvin Pickard, Curtis McElhaney, Garrett Sparks. And the Leafs were like, no, it must be Garrett. It was crazy, too, because McElhaney and Pickard got claimed. And I remember McElhaney went on to win cups with Tampa as Vasilevsky's backup. I'm not bitter about it. I'm happy for the man. Saskatoon Saul, Jesse and Steve spend their free time trolling. Oh, off the post. Jesse and Steve spend their free time trolling Adam Streams with alt account, creating work for moderators. Can you imagine Steve and Jesse are like, you know what? Let's screw up our own business. I know it's our business, but let's make people work hard. Extra hard. 1:10 left in the first period. Shot. Oh. Pickard got a piece of that, but it did look a little bit like it could have gone in over his stick. 1:02 left to go in the first. This is where this is danger territory. You do not want to allow a goal here because you don't want to be thinking about that going off the ice and intermission. 40 seconds to go in the first. Not a whole lot doing for either teams. 12 combined shots, but here we go. Oh, Vegas I thought Carlson had a chance there. He does get the puck back and shoots. Nothing. Missed the net. And here comes McDavid. 2-on-1 with Draisaitl. Oh, and it's broken up by the Vegas Golden Knights. My kingdom for more exciting hockey. You know what? The Oilers and Canes looked a little. The Oilers and Canes. Washington and Carolina looked a little like this through the first little bit, but the end of the period was pretty exciting. Edmonton, Vegas, up a goal, everybody. Up a goal. Josh Halliburton. I forgot how fast Connor McDavid is. My God, Connor McDavid. He's unbelievable. Jared says, my Bengals are the worst version of the Leafs. 4 straight first-round exits in the 2010s. 30 years, no playoff wins. Now we have Burrow, but ownership is still absurdly cheap, and we have no rings. I know. I don't get it. Listen, as a Steelers fan, I don't hate it. I would love it if the Steelers could take more advantage of that, but they don't seem to want to do that because they're stuck in 2016. Kalane Lane, if you are the Seattle Kraken, who would you like to hire as your coach to teach their young core? Hayden says Jay Woodcroft. I like the Jay Woodcroft idea. I will also say Jay Woodcroft because I think Jay can communicate with younger people. I also think that team is a little bit better set up for the type of system Jay likes to play, which is more defensively responsible. Like, let's be honest, he was sort of miscast as the Oilers head coach because he wanted to be defensively responsible. Like, that's just not what the Oilers do, and that's okay. Yeah. I think Jay Woodcroft's a good one. Hawks 23, dude, you got to help me. There is someone in this chat possessed by an owl. Whoo! Whoo! Did I get it? Did I get that right? Did I do the right thing? Halfdon says Tortorella would be great in Seattle. I don't know. I don't know. Alex Mercer, Adam, favorite exercise at the gym? I always go before your streams. I love a deadlift. I love a leg day. It's my favorite thing. It's the only thing I'm really that strong at. So go leg day. JPix94, how are we feeling about the George Pickens trade? JPix, I'm good with it. I feel like teams could get under his skin too easy. It was just time. It was just time. Moose Hawkins, Jesus God, not torch for Kraken. Mad LaFont, what's your max squat? Well, my max squat these days would not be very strong because I haven't worked out regularly, clearly, in a long time. But when I was working out 4 or 5 days a week in my late 20s, early 30s, pre having a kid, I think I got up to 375, 400 pounds, something like that. I was like really, really into it. I loved it. It's going to take me a while to get back there. I saw a Steven Stamkos one where he was like doing, I think it was 600 or 700. Like, I'm not kidding. A crazy ass number. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell, man? It was insane. It was like the most. You can look up the Steven Stamkos squat. It's so friggin' crazy, and you're like, yeah, athletes are just different. They're just different. 23rd Neo, you were 400 pounds. No, I wasn't 400 pounds. I lifted it with my legs. James Stemler. I was watching a random Leafs pod earlier and that I hadn't seen before, and they said Craig Berube is Mike Babcock without the awful human being part. Well, sounds like a random Leaf pod had random things to say. I don't really see that. I yeah, I don't see that. I disagree. Moose Hawkins, I would actually be more upset if the Kraken hired Laviolette. Poor Kako just escaped that situation just for it to come back. I don't think they're going to hire Laviolette. I don't feel like that's the kind of guy that you want to get. Jay Woodcroft to me makes it a lot of sense. I think you look at like if you're the Kraken, why not do something crazy? Like, David Carl's name's been out there. David Carl, by the way, coach of the Denver NCAA team. Maybe somebody like that. Um, yeah, it's one of those things. I just I think Seattle too needs to decide who they want to be. Like, are you like, are you Carolina West, which is when they are playing their best, they don't score a lot. They play good defense. They have big lumbering defensemen, Alexiak and Larson. And I mean, that seems to be what they want to be. And I feel like they need a little more high end scoring to make that happen. Vacant alleyways. Didn't Carl just commit back to Denver? He did. I know he extended, but what I'm saying is I think the two teams interviewed Carl. It was the Blackhawks and I think the Ducks interviewed him, and I think he interviewed like around the league. I wouldn't be surprised if there were other teams like the Kraken who at least made that phone call. You should. Yeah, so Hayden's saying that there was a good source that said he talked to at least um 13 teams, David Carl. And that's the thing, right? So the way I've been told, here's a little nugget for you. The way I have been told the NHL handles coaching situations, and you're probably like, what do you mean the NHL? Like head office? And I'm like, yeah. So what the NHL will do is they'll send like a cheat sheet to teams and they'll go like, here are the three guys that are approved by us that we think are the best fit for your team now that you've had a coaching change. Here are 10 other guys who might be a good fit. And I guess it's sort of a way to help teams out and go like, I didn't even know who's available. And the NHL gets to be like, hey, we're making sure that these are quality people. They're not like snake oil salesmen, that sort of thing. But you can obviously work outside of it. But that tends to be why you get so many of the teams hiring the same people is oftentimes they're going to go with somebody on the recommended list. So if you can become somebody who's on that recommended list, well, you see why coaches are recycled so much, right? But yeah, that's what happens. It's kind of crazy. Alex Mercer, Adam, leg day was Tuesday. Today was upper body. Are pull-ups tricky for me? For you? Yes, they always have been tricky for me. As in tricky, as in I can do like I think the max I could ever do was like 4 or 5 unassisted. Not great. Oh, should we get to the clip? Okay, Hayden, what are we doing in the clip? Oh God, you're gonna love this. This is best of Steve Dangle, game 2, Leafs Panthers. Have a watch, and we'll see you at the beginning of the second period.
First big test for Joseph Woll here. Jeez. The toughest chance Woll has had to stop tonight came from his own team. Was that Oliver Ekman-Larsson? Face-off in the Leaf zone. Matthews versus Barkov. The camera missed the face-off, but Barkov won it. Panthers. I didn't even see it go in. You go 0 for 2 in the first 9 minutes of the game, and you allow a power play goal within 10 seconds? Entirely unacceptable. Horrible start for the Leafs. That went through Chris Tanev. It went through a screen. I don't know if it hit anything. Unacceptable start for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 0 for 2. 0 for 7 in the series. Horrible. And now the Leafs try to pick up the pieces. Who puts it over the glass? And it's a penalty. Guys, you have to score here. Holy Toledo. 3:15 to go in the first. Schmidt was a weak link in game 1. Kulikov was a weak link in game 1. Expose these guys. Go at them, go at them, go at them, go at them. And for the love of God, score here. To the point, it's Riley on. Scores! Pacioretty put it in for good measure, but the Toronto Maple Leafs scored. I don't care who it was. They were wearing one of these on their chest. The Leafs tie it up. Third time's the charm. Is Patches getting this one? Noted Alan Walsh client. 1:41 to go in the first. We got a tied game 2. Let's see what happened here. Double team hit on Gus Forsling. Leafs hold the zone. Patches gets it to Domi. Domi to the point. It's on from Riley, and it looks like Pacioretty tipped it in and then buried it a second time. I think it should count as 2. What a tip from Patches. Oh, that's good stuff. Max Pacioretty looks dead into the camera. Love it. Second period has begun. The Panthers have the puck. The Panthers are driving the net. Marchand scores. Good gravy. 15 seconds into the second period. Unacceptable start to the period by Toronto. How do you even let that happen? Off the opening draw, what happens here? Panthers, they just dump it in. On Woll. Riley gets it. Goes up the wall. The Panthers get away from everyone. That's not good enough from Riley. That's not good enough from Morgan Riley. That's not good enough. Marchand puts the Panthers up 2-1 before most fans are in their seats. There's a whistle. Offside, and Rodriguez is down. What's going on? Kulikov is just beating up Yarncroke. There's Lawton is on the ice. What happened? The camera caught none of that. Am I wrong, Drew? I have no idea what's going on. The camera caught none of that. Well, obviously there was a scuffle behind the play. It looks like Schmidt dropped his gloves. Lawton doesn't have his gloves either. They missed an entire fight? How do you do that? Rodriguez is going down the tunnel. So what happened? So Rodriguez, he gets hit into the glass by Lawton. It's on the numbers. Is it boarding? Yeah, Drew says he's surprised it's not a penalty. You could maybe give it a 2 for checking from behind. It's not a major. 5-on-5 hockey. They give Rodriguez embellishment? What? Yeah. Craig Simpson is right. Like, that's not a major, but embellishment? So Lawton and Schmidt go at it. Panthers fans, you can clip this if you want. That's the wrong call. What on earth? Listen, I didn't think it was that bad of a hit. You could have maybe given it 2. Yeah, it's definitely not embellishment. That's nuts. That's all right. Leafs have it in the neutral zone. Lawton to Riley to Lorentz. Oh, shot! Scores! Maximum Domi streaking in, and with 2:51 to go in the second, an icy Ty Domi watches as his son buries another one in Toronto. The Leafs take their first lead of the game. 3-2 in game 2. Tkachuk whips it. It does hit Woll in the mask. Lawton with a great play. Riley, great play. Lorentz, great play. Domi, great shot. Goodness gracious, this thing is a thing of beauty. I don't know what Domi's even doing out there with that line. And I don't care either. Lindell dumps it. That'll probably be the name of the game for the rest of the game. Tipped wide. Ekblad. Oh, rebound! And Lindell ties it. Fired in front. He's all alone, and with 14:27 to go in the third, the Panthers tie it. What did I tell everyone about this line? What did I tell everybody? How many So the Panthers have what? That's now their 7th goal this series. How many goals were scored by this line? It's at least 4. What did I tell you? Ekblad throws it in front. Wylde does get a piece of it, but Lundell chips it in. 14:27 to go. We got a tied game here in Toronto. That's into the corner. Marner. On! Oh my God! Mitch Marner! What a bomb! A laser beam! Oh my gosh! The ping heard around the greater Toronto area. 14:10 to go in the third. Does that go straight in? Mitch, dad strength. Had a nice game 1. Nice setup on the eventual game winner. And what happens here? Bling. Just a good screen from Nyes in front. Marner, the puck is on its side when Marner rips this. And Bob Ogden, thank you, Jake, makes it 4-3 Leafs. They regained the lead seconds after conceding it. Unbelievable. Tkachuk gets reinforcements. Oh my gosh! Did Wylde stop that? Rob Samoskevich. 9:59 to go in the third period. Schmidt to Samoskevich. Oh my gosh. He gets his skate on it. And it's still a 1-goal Leaf lead. Jake McCabe sweeps that out of the crease. And we're going to commercial break, which seems unfathomable. Face off. Panthers win that clean. Jones. Tkachuk. On. Bounces wide. Matthews. They get it out. 12 seconds. Panthers clear the zone. Blocked. 5 seconds. It leaves the zone, and the Leafs take the 2-0 series lead over the reigning Stanley Cup champions in Toronto. Mitch Marner assists on the game-winning goal in Game 1, scores the game-winning goal in Game 2. Stolarz wall doesn't matter. 2-0 series lead for the Leafs. 4-3 Leafs win in Game 2. No. Don't you go anywhere. You click like. If you watched any of that, you click like. How dare you?
All right. Let's get ready to go here. I'm ready for some hockey. I'm ready for a second period that has more than a goal. I'd like something fun to happen. Wouldn't you? Did you like Steve, by the way, losing his mind? Did you like that? Did you enjoy that? The Golden Knights need 4 hits to match what the Carolina Hurricanes did in their entire game earlier today in that boring game, which you can be forgiven for skipping. That's right. Carolina had 16 hits. The Knights already have 12. The Oilers already have 10. Toronto and Florida combined for 70 plus hits the other night. Carolina and Washington today, somewhere in the mid-30s. 33 to be exact. Yuck. Crazy. They're showing John Klingberg's rehab right now. Man, good for him. I can never not root for that guy. The Leafs actually tried to sign him before he signed in Edmonton. I can't say I blame him for signing in Edmonton, but come on, John. You could have worn the blue and white again. Moose Hawkins. Big fan of the Steve highlights. Fundamentally, hockey is little more than a series of emotional struggles. That is bars right there, my friend. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. All right. Silent Rob 1192. When did we start using hits to gauge if a game was interesting? It's got to be one of the most poorly and inconsistently tracked stats. Silent Rob is not wrong, but Silent Rob, did you watch the Carolina Hurricanes and Washington Capitals? I wouldn't say that we're using it as the only determining factor. Hayden says it's like plus minus. It's nothing until it's crazy, and I agree with that. Oh, Eichel. Nurse is going to move the puck up. 19:33 left in the second period. Nurse on Aiden Hill. He covers it. We're going to get a change, and we are going to get an offensive zone faceoff. By the way, every time I see the Oilers 50-50 draw thing come up, I am reminded of how insane 50-50 draws are in Alberta. If you're from Alberta, you already know this, but I remember being at a Calgary Flames home opener, and the 50-50 got up over $200,000. In Toronto, 50-50, it's like, nah, you might get 10, 15,000. They even allow you to play 50-50 at home. But in Alberta, 50-50 is like the thing. People commit to that shit. And I respect it. Because somebody gets to go to that game and win like 200 grand. Isn't that nuts? And not paying any taxes on it, which is sweet. 19:12 left to go in the second period. Edmonton trying to break out of their own zone. Draisaitl, McDavid, Perry out there. McDavid, that's Perry. That's not McDavid, but he looked like McDavid. Tried to get a shot, even while falling. It's so funny. Every time I see a Vegas rush, you can hear the fans start to yell, and you're like, yeah, this is exciting. And then you go, oh, yeah, it's Edmonton. And even if they score here, there will be 4 or 5 other of those rushes in the next 10 minutes, and it won't matter. Jared says, have y'all ever had a weird fan encounter? I know I have. When Steve sees me every morning, says Hayden. Weird fan encounter? Like uncomfortable? Not since I was in like pop radio and like you'd be at doing a live to air at a club for the radio station, and it would be like New Year's, and people would get too drunk and a little touchy-feely and that sort of thing. That happened a lot. And that was something that was always very weird. But like, I don't know. Not really in the hockey space. Everybody's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Oh, Natalie gifted 10 subs and I missed it. Natalie gifting 10 SDPN memberships. Natalie is awake, you guys. That would be my wife, Natalie, I believe. She's giving out memberships like candy, like it's Halloween. Saskatoon Saul says Adam just paused and had a PTSB membered and said, no, everyone's been cool. Honestly, man, I had to think about it. I really haven't had that many. I think sometimes people get nervous and they don't know what to say, but that's never a problem. I was just talking about like encounters that you're like, I wouldn't want to have that again. I have been blessed. I have been very, very blessed. Not many. Natalie says, I was waiting for Adam to acknowledge me. Thank you, Natalie, for being here. Shout out, Natalie. I don't even know why you're awake, babe. You should be in bed. Natalie, by the way, is up making, believe it or not, cookies. Chocolate chip ones. And they're really good. And they take 2 days to make. You can ask her how in the chat. Gyro Lamb, did you put on your exaggerated radio voice? What, you lead this one? Yeah, 17:06 left in the second period. Oilers, Vegas. It's a Thursday night, folks. Head into the weekend. It's going to be a warm one in Toronto. You can get yourself a barbecue. Get the family out. It's going to be a great day. All right, what else we got? Mad says no heckling or anything. Yeah, it's funny. people are not as brave in person as they are online. So I have met people who were like, yo, I'm so and so online. And I'm like, did you say something horrible to me? In my head. And usually they have, because it's like heat of the moment or whatever. But like, I don't know. I don't take it personally. And if they come up and introduce themselves, that's great. And I don't know. That's just the way. All right, here we go. 17 minutes left. Oilers on the power play. Let's see this Oilers power play in action. This is where the fun begins. McDavid with the shot goes wide. Oilers unable to keep it in. Evan Bouchard getting ready to reset. 140 left in the period, or sorry, in the power play. Shots are even up at 8. Bouchard. Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins. Lot of passing around. Nice little pass back to Bouchard with shot. And that is blocked by either the Oiler or the Vegas Golden Knight in front of the net. Either way, it probably hurt. Bouchard, McDavid, downloaded Perry, tries to spin around, unable to keep the handle on it. Sedin Magic 15. Serious question, Adam and Natalie. Chewy or crunchy? The key is crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That's the key. 49 seconds to go. McDavid drops the puck back to Bouchard, and Bouchard cannot keep it in. It looks like the Oilers are just going to keep PP1 out there because, listen, McDavid and Draisaitl are on it, and they can double shift. Who cares? Nugent Hopkins. Back to Bouchard. Back to Nugent Hopkins. To Draisaitl. He's double teamed because the Vegas Golden Knights are smart, and they're like, yeah, no way, man. You're not going to be open. But he is way back at the point, and he is open, and there's 15 seconds to go on this power play. McDavid. Sorry, that's Draisaitl. Now it's McDavid. Bouchard was open. McDavid didn't pass. Nugent Hopkins to Draisaitl. Oh, McDavid at the side of the net. Oh, here we go. Nugent Hopkins in front of the net. Oh, and we're going to have a 3-on-1 here. Vegas player out of the box. Oh, here we go. Vegas and Calvin Pickard with a great save. Oilers didn't get as much going on that power play as I thought. Katie says, Adam, thoughts on the Alpine F1 team stuff? For those of you that don't pay attention, Alpine, after 6 races, swapped out their driver, and their team principal resigned on the same day. Is it a conspiracy? No, I think that they were always going to switch out their driver because they liked that guy, Franco Colapinto, a lot more. But they'd already signed the contract with the other guy. And Ollie Oakes, who was the head of the team principal for Alpine, apparently is getting out of there because his brother is in jail in Dubai for transferring property. That is the alleged transferring property illegally. That's the alleged story there. That was what was being reported today, which is kind of crazy. You think being an NHL GM is hard to do. Imagine there was only 10 teams. That's all there is in F1. So if you are a team principal in F1, you have one of 10 jobs like it in the world. Oh, Wallman with the shot. Hayden wants to know Liam Lawson, how long till he loses his seat? They'll leave him for the season. Mad says, Adam, you know this is all Flavio's fault. Absolutely. Flavio is a wild man. I'm shocked that they even let him in the sport. But it's F1. It's a wild place. Shots are 8 Edmonton, 9 Vegas, 13:52 of a relatively sleepy game. Let's be honest. This is not like what the game was game 1. I think Vegas is intentionally trying to just slow it down. Don't be open. Just dump and change. Seem to be doing a good job of it too. Edmonton has not had a ton of scoring chances. Vegas has had way more. Hayden says, does either team hit the 20-shot mark by the 5-minute mark in the third? So that means in the next 23 minutes, they're going to each have to have another 10 shots, which is a lot to ask. Yes, Hayden, I think so, but only one of them. And I don't know which one. Oh, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Vegas at the side of the net. They're going to go. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought it was in. Oh, big save by Pickard. Twice. Barbashev had a great opportunity there. I don't know how he didn't bury that. He's shaking his head going, I don't know how I didn't bury that either, Adam. He addressed me personally on the matter. Look at him. Look, how does this not go in? What happened? What friggin' happened here? Oh, it's just a good Pickard save. Calvin Pickard on the Stanley Cup run of his life. Bigfoot asks, but Adam, will you lay it on the line? I want to love you. I want to make you mine. Won't you lay it on the line? Great song. Was a little overplayed. Madison wants to know, who are you guys wanting to win this series, Oilers or Knights? I think it's way more fun if the Oilers win. Sorry, Knights fans, I just do. I'm open to hearing arguments to the contrary, though. Definitely open to being wrong about this, but from the outside to me, give it to Vegas. Or sorry, give it to Edmonton all day. All day. Natalie, has anyone noticed that Adam is also between two ferns? And I have a fern behind me too. Here we go. I am so very excited for this game to pick up a little bit. After watching the Canes and watched it, Hayden, yeah, I will give them a time check, but I'm still in commercial, so I can't. By the way, I'm watching a preview right now of a whole bunch of TV shows. Does anybody watch Bravo TV shows, like all the Real Housewives and stuff? Apparently, The Valley's really good. It's like the Vanderpump spinoff. I want to see this season. Yeah, that's right. I watched Vanderpump Rules. I watched every episode until the show died, and it's dead now. They're just showing how both teams are playing, and it's interesting. Vegas has been really efficient about getting the puck out of their zone when Edmonton sort of chips and chases. And they don't do the full dump in like the Leafs do. They kind of just chip and go. And it's worked for them all playoffs. Tom says, I'm conflicted, to be honest. The Knights are my hometown team, but I want to see a Canadian Cup winner at some point in my life. Tom, that's very kind of you, especially considering Vegas is your hometown. Hey, that's pretty cool. Jared says, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was peak reality TV. I've got to check that out. Didn't that come out of TikTok? Didn't those Mormon wives all come out of TikTok? Your girlfriend's obsessed with it, Hayden? All right, I've heard it's nuts. I heard it's absolutely crazy. Saskatoon Saul. Colorado is furious about losing their star player due to a division rival. That's right. Calvin Pickard, baby. That's true. They did. Oh, Mark Stone almost had an open net there, but former Colorado Avalanche great Calvin Pickard had that. And it looks like the Oilers are going to have a penalty called on them. Evan Bouchard is losing his mind. He's saying his stick was held. Barbashev, who is a expert penalty drawer, has done another one. Sports Talk Chud said there's something ironic about Ontario having a place called Boston Pizza. You know what's even more ironic? Boston Pizza was founded in Edmonton in the 60s. The original Boston Pizza is in Edmonton. And that is where Jim Treliving, father of Brad, founded that restaurant. Isn't that crazy? Learning Languages Turbolinga says, This is my 50th year of following the playoffs, and honestly, watching along with STPN makes it so much more fun than ever before. Thank you so much. Well, I'm thrilled to hear that. That's exciting to hear. I love hearing that. Alex Mercer, Adam, vibes are rocking here. Now I want a pizza. I don't blame you. Go get yourself a BP. I love their Hawaiian. That's right. I love Hawaiian pizza. Hayden says, isn't New York fries Canadian? I don't know. New York fries restaurant company. They call themselves the best poutine in Canada. It is a Canadian quick service restaurant. Wow. That's crazy. So, it started as a stand in New York, but Jay and Hal Gould found it and bought the Canadian rights for it and bought the entire company in 1987. The first New York fries was at my home mall, Scarborough Town Center, in 1984. St. Louis Bar and Grill, also a Canadian establishment. That's true, Hayden. Very true. Back then, you have to understand, it was cooler to sound American than it was Canadian. If you'd created like Sudbury pizza, nobody was going to Sudbury pizza. Boston pizza, well, that's different than Detroit and New York and Chicago style. It must be different. I should check it out. Canadians have always dealt with the fact that American culture and American cities are more well known in Canada than Canadian culture and Canadian cities. Now, I don't know if that's so much the case anymore. Like, I don't know if you'd go and start a restaurant today with an American name. And you can understand why. But, oh, wow. Carlson just snapped his stick in half on the power play. And it looks like the Oilers are probably going to get away with this one. It's a secret. Baton Rouge also says, it's a secret, says Baton Rouge is also a Canadian company. That's right. Baton Rouge is. Again, not a Canadian place. Wow, look at Pickard's glove save there. My God. Hawks 23. Okay, settle this debate. What is the best type of pizza, New York style or deep dish? Ooh, I do love a deep dish. But I'm going to go New York style. New York style. James Stemler, how the F did I not know that Jim is Brad's dad till now? I don't know how you didn't know that. Brad Treliving's dad is Jim Treliving, founder of Boston Pizza. A&W was invented in Lodi, California, made famous by Cleveland's Clearwater Revival. That's right. A&W is mostly Canadian now, though, isn't it? So wait, A&W in the States is not a burger joint? Can somebody in the chat confirm that? Katie says Nepo baby Brad. Yeah, except for Jim Treliving never worked in hockey. And Brad Treliving actually played hockey at a pretty high level. Looking up his hockey DB. So Brad Treliving actually got 8 games plus 7. Brad Treliving played about 15 games at the AHL level. He also played a lot in the ECHL. And his last season was in 94-95 with the ECHL's Columbus Chill. Isn't that crazy? Brad Treliving, defenseman, left shot. 10 minutes to go in the second period. Now we got a face-off. Draisaitl loses it. McNabb throws the puck around. Vegas playing real low-event hockey here. Lots of tip-ins and dumps. .942 left in the second. Puck gets past McNabb, and it is out. Pretzel Hunt says A&W is a burger place in the States. Sports Talk Chud. I heard that Canadian radio has to play a certain percentage of Canadian music in order to avoid playing like 95% American music. That is true. I was at a station once where we had to play 40% Canadian, but usually the standard is 35%. And what oftentimes stations will do, it's between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and also between the hours of I think it's 9 and midnight. Those are when they divide the day up into those two pieces. No, so it's 6 a.m., 6 p.m., and then six to midnight. And so what we used to do when I was doing an evening show is I would do 6 to 11 at Kiss 92.5, and after 11 p.m., because basically nobody's listening at that point, they would run a full hour of Canadian music. So they wouldn't have to play Canadian music in the hours of my show as much. And the reason for that is not that Canadian music is bad, there just isn't as much of it. So you end up playing the same song over and over and over. How many times have you heard Cardinal Official and Akon Dangerous? That was a number one hit in the United States. That was a huge hit. But we played that for like 20 years up here. It was a lot, you know? Hayden wants to know what constitutes Canadian music. Are you ready? It's a really outdated formula, but it's called MAPL. MAPL. Music, artist, production, location. You need to have two of those four for it to qualify. So Bryan Adams did a song called Everything I Do It For You, right? He didn't write it, but he is the artist singing it. It wasn't produced in Canada, and the production was not done in Canada and was not produced by a Canadian producer. So Everything I Do It For You, which is a number one song, is not considered Canadian. A lot of Celine Dion's music that she did not write is not considered a Canadian. It was not considered Canadian playlist worthy. It's crazy. It's such a stupid rule. It should be one of those things. Is the artist Canadian? And did they sing on it? Yep. Okay. That's a Canadian song. But this is all left over from like a rule made up in the 1960s. And it was to protect Canadian culture. And I get it. And, it's gave opportunities to bands that wouldn't have had it. But it's a little outdated now. And when you're playing like, as we were playing at Kiss, 40% of it, it's a lot. Think about it. 4 in every 10 songs had to be Canadian. That's a lot. Super chat from my wife. Really? What is she doing right now? What? Hey, she wants to know. Natalie wants to know which F1 race I want to go to in Europe the most. And why? Monza because it's Monza and it's in Italy and it's warm and beautiful. Silverstone because it's I think my favorite track on the calendar. Silverstone in England. I've heard it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of there. There's one tiny little road, but I would love to go. I'd love to see Monaco too. Monaco would probably be like the most glitzy and glamoury, but to see the actual racecraft, you're not going to Monaco for that. You're going to Monaco to party, baby. Party. All right, here we go. Oilers break in. Podkolzin. This fourth line for the Oilers has always been effective. Arvidsson to the point. Oh, we got a goal. Is that puck tipped or not? Jake Wallman with an absolute bullet, and I don't know if an Oiler tipped that in, but baby, that's a goal. I think that's Jake Wallman. Yeah. First career Stanley Cup playoff goal for Jake Wallman. Big goal. That was a monster shot, too. There's Podkolzin. Adam took 11 minutes and 29 seconds to respond to a super chat by his own wife. He knows he's sleeping on the couch tonight. Look at that shot. So it goes off McNabb and in maybe? Or no, it just goes in. Wow. Nice shot. See, the Oilers, they don't care. You score on them, they don't care. 8:15 left in the second period. Whoa. 8:06 left. Golden Knights pressing a little bit here after that Edmonton goal. That Jake Wallman goal was a bullet. Absolute laser. Clean goal. Oh, puck turned over. Shoots. Hurdle misses the net. Oh, he had a prime opportunity. He was all alone. He could have gone in and deked. He could have done anything he wanted. Olofsson back. Pietrangelo back in the lineup. Nice to see him back. Wait till the Edmonton Oilers get Matthias Ekholm back too. I know they're not close yet, but if they get to the third round and then they get him back, watch out NHL. Klingberg in against two Vegas Golden Knights. That's how evasive Klingberg is. They got to have two guys on him. Wallman from the point. Again, a shot. This time not a slapper, just a floater. Goes off a body. Arvidsson from the half board. And that puck kind of skirts in on Aiden Hill, and he covers it up. Alex Mercer. Adam, Gary Bettman wants Dallas and Washington in the Cup final. Who cares what Gary B wants? He's in his last couple years as Canadian hockey teams. It's our job to make it as hard on him as possible. That's the job. The job right now is to make him go, God, I can't wait to retire. So it's off of McNabb's skate, by the way. We were looking at the Wallman thing and going, how did that get in? And it looks like it went off McNabb's ankle and into the net. Probably would have gone wide otherwise. Just bad luck. Is it true there's still a Toys R Us in Canada? Yes. And it's thriving. It's doing great. 7:03 left. Nugent Hopkins gets the puck back. Wallman to Klingberg. Tipped by Kane. Back into the glove of Aiden Hill. Nice little play there. You know what's nuts? Zach Hyman had over 50 goals last year, and he's not even on the top power play unit this year. That's nuts, right? Like, I know Oilers fans, you guys are used to this, but that's friggin' nuts. That's crazy. Zach CO1. I don't care how many chances the Leafs power play gets. The top unit makes over $45 million. Score a goal. Is this the wrong take? In the playoffs, yes, obviously you ideally want a goal. In the playoffs, it's been 2 games. You're playing 2 Selke Trophy winners on the same line. Nominees. Barkov won one in the past, but Reinhart and Barkov are both top 3 for the Selke. Guys, of course, the Matthews line is not going to score as much against that. But you know what that's doing? It's freeing up the other lines to score. And who scored last night? Well, that's right. William Nylander scored twice. Oh, or did he get the one? Well, whatever. Nylander scored last night. Who else scored? Oh, Domi. Domi scored. That's crazy. Other lines are scoring so that the Matthews and Marner line, which did score last night, doesn't have to. And the one thing I would say, the one thing that the Leafs really need to tighten up is that Luostarinen, Lindell, Marchand line. That line's a problem for them. Other than that, they look really good. Patches scored last night. That's right. The other Max. We got a double Max situation. James Scaresbrook, why are so few people watching Adam's stream? Is it too late in Eastern Canada? I don't know. Sometimes too, you got to think like, are Oilers fans used to me doing streams? Probably not. I would say the other thing is that, yeah, it's late in Eastern Canada. I mean, it's 11:14. People have jobs and lives. But we are the hardcore. And by the way, the numbers will go up as the series gets crazier. It's just the way it goes. Early in a series, you always get lower numbers. Later in the series, you always get higher. There's more on the line. Dylan F. says, I would say 600 is still a lot of people. I would agree. In comparison to Steve, but Steve's like Steve's been doing those LFRs a long time. He's earned that. NerdJock7, hey, no skin in the game, but if you're enjoying this hangout, consider pressing like so that these can continue. It is a job at the end of the day. Yes, team, everybody here, if you could click like. Listen to Nerd Jock, who's a nerd jock. By the way, we have about 50% of people who have liked the video already, which I really appreciate, guys. You guys are great. Steven Turner says liked ages ago. Steven was on that shit. Vegas, again, doing a great job just sort of making sure that the Oilers don't get crazy chances, especially when this Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Corey Perry line is out there. They have found some seams. They found some openings. Howden kind of I think Howden was looking for a rebound there. Went off the pad of Pickard, but good rebound control from Pickard. Popped behind the net. Hayden's got an either or for us. Go, Hayden. Oh, we got a breakaway. Never mind. Whoa, what a save by Calvin Pickard. And he doesn't even cover it up. He's like, no, here, I'll give it to my defense. I don't even care. I'm Calvin Pickard. I'm nuts. Here comes the fourth line. Put Coles in. Remember, they already have a goal tonight on that Jake Wallman slapper. Okay. Wallman turns the puck over, or turns the puck around. Didn't turn it over. Pod Coles in at red line. Fourth line at it again. Pod Coles scores! Whoa! Man, the Edmonton Oilers' fourth line is having a night tonight. How did that go in? They must have taken Aiden Hill's eyes away. He did not see that. Damn. Wow. That is, Hayden said it, and he's right. That is a stinky goal. That is caca poo poo. You need a save. Hayden says, ooh, Hayden. Don't be so harsh. Hayden says that's playoff Hellebuck level. Oh my God. See, the Oilers just score at will. Even when it's not supposed to go in. That's supposed to be a rebound. Wow. Nice shot, though. That's got to feel good for Pud Colson, who basically had the Canucks give up on him after last season. He ends up as a cast-off. Edmonton signs him, and he's playing a pivotal role on this fourth line. He has found a spot. SLS, how many likes for Grippers? Well, you guys know. It's 1,000 likes. Give me 1,000 likes. We'll talk. JGD, thanks for the watch-alongs. Really appreciate it. Good time with Adam or Steve. Listen all the time. JGD, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming in. And we appreciate all of Gripper Nation. You guys come in. You could be literally anywhere else in the world right now. I just want you to know I really appreciate you. Zoe says, viewership is low today because people fell asleep from the Canes and Caps. Yo, true. Hayden, give me that either or. We're going to commercial break. So Marner and Draisaitl or Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews? I'm going to go McDavid Matthews. Draisaitl is a really good scorer in the playoffs, though. I'm going Connor. Marner's feeding Draisaitl. I don't know how McDavid and Matthews would play together. Because, like, Matthews doesn't do rush goals that often. He's more of a stationary shooter. He does them, but it's not the same as McDavid, who does it all the time. That would be interesting. Now, McDavid, Marner playing together would be bonkers, like league killing. It's a good one. It's a good one, Hayden. All right, guys, the poll is in the chat. McDavid and Matthews or Marner Draisaitl? Who would you want? Saskatoon Saul says, this stream is so behind. Adam hasn't even seen the Wallman OT goal and gritty twerk on Hill. Gritty twerk on Hill. I hope he does the gritty twerk. I don't even know what that looks like. It is behind, and you know why? It's because it's Sportsnet Plus. Yeah, we'll try to. No, we won't be able to get me on Xfinity. It says too many devices engaged. So, yeah, so I don't know what it is, but I can't get on it, Hayden. Pod Coles with a great shot. Oh, you know when goalies just sort of hold their pose there, like goal got past me, and I'm just going to hold on to this to be like, why the hell didn't I? That's like pure frustration. Michael O'Connor says, as someone with Sportsnet Plus, I really appreciate it. See Showtime. When do we see Sammy for the Knights? Hill's been bad. I think it'd have to be a blowout before you see Sammy. It's just one of those things. Daniel Lidford, 3 popes since the last time the Sabres made the playoffs. It's been a long time. Been a long time. I feel for them. 4:25 left in the second period. Nugent Hopkins. Oh, Evander Kane just Evander Kane just touched Aiden Hill, and every Vegas player is going to kill him. Finally, a little hate in this series. It's been too nice, too gentlemanly. White Cloud is just furious with Kane. I think Kane honestly probably just lost an edge. He's looking around like, guys, I didn't mean to do that. Safe Jewel talking about Hayden's either or. As a diehard Draisaitl fan, McDavid and Matthews would be better than Marner Draisaitl. McDavid is so good at opening up the ice. He'd make it easy for Matthews to get planted wide open in the slot for 82 goals. Well, that'd be great. Alex Mercer, Adam, getting sleepy here, but you're keeping me awake, so yay. Well, thank you so much. KC says, how desperate should New Jersey be to get Quinn Hughes next season? Oh, next season. I don't know. I mean, Rutherford has talked way too much, I think, about the potential of Quinn Hughes leaving. And I know he's being. So 4-on-4, White Cloud, roughing, Kane, goaltender interference. I guess they just want to set an example. This will be fun, though. I feel like 4-on-4 favors the Oilers in just an insane way. Jay Snow says Devil should wait till free agency. I don't think that the Vancouver Canucks are trading Quinn Hughes. I don't see that. I just don't see how that makes sense, but I still don't know how how do the Canucks get better? Right? They had to trade JT Miller. Are they feeling like free agency is going to be a thing? And it's so funny because Jim Rutherford was like, well, free agency doesn't seem to be, we don't seem to be the top of a lot of teams' lists or players' lists. I'm like, it's Vancouver. If you're rich in Vancouver, that's a sweet life. It might be a tax thing, but damn. James Stemler, Sportsnet Plus is weird. When I watch on the Sportsnet Android app, I'm not far behind cable. I watch on my laptop on a browser, and I'm a couple minutes behind. Interesting. I'm at least a minute behind, and I know that. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Exactly. Out front. Eichel almost set up the game-tying goal there for Vegas. It was it was gorgeous, and they just couldn't get the handle on it. I didn't see who it was. Kulak, Bouchard, Draisaitl, trying to work his way in. As I told you, Oilers use their speed, especially their top guys. 4-on-4 for sure favors them. McDavid, diamond formation for the Vegas Golden Knights. So it's essentially like their penalty kill. Bouchard, McDavid, Kulak out there. Kulak must be like, yo, what am I doing out here with these guys? Bouchard, McDavid, Draisaitl, Kulak? He's just changed. Bouchard with a shot. Shot is blocked. 92 miles an hour, according to the broadcast. That's fast. McDavid to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to pop one in off of Aiden Hill's head. It just hits the side of the net and goes wide. Draisaitl's able to get it back. Oilers turn it over. Vegas trying to break it out. And Vegas cannot get a change. In comes Leon Draisaitl. He loses the handle. Even Draisaitl at this point's got to be tired. Nurse with the shot. Scores! Darnell Nurse with a monster goal. I told you, man, it doesn't matter how many goals Vegas gets. Edmonton will get more. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many chances you get. Oh, my God. Darnell Nurse introduces himself to the series. They were just cycle. Look at Draisaitl turning this puck around. He loses it, gets the hand, or doesn't get the handle. And Nuge gets the puck over to Nurse. And wow, baby. That was crazy. 4-on-4, man. You don't want offsetting penalties with the Oilers. You just don't. They dominated that entire sequence. Darnell Nurse now has 2 goals in this series. And by the way, he's looking really good in these playoffs. The Banff local says, damn, let's get both Edmonton and Toronto the next round. Hell yeah, and let's include Winnipeg in that for fun. Let's get all 3. Let's get an all-Canadian final. How long has it been since we've had one of those? I feel like it was like, didn't Calgary they beat Montreal? Who did they beat in the finals in 89? I thought it was Montreal. Super chat from oh no, I missed that. I didn't miss that one. 1986 Habs Flames. So that's what it was. That was the last all Canadian final. That was almost 40 years ago. Power play. Oh no, there's no power play. Sportsnet score bug isn't working, but 4-on-4 I believe will be over soon. If it's not already, I think it is. Kane just lays into Pietrangelo. Big hit. Pietrangelo absorbs. Eichel, who's been all night threatening, he scores! Now that is tipped, I believe. Calvin Pickard is going to say either that's a high stick by Carlson or goaltender interference. But either way, that was a heck of a goal. I'm sure they're going to review it now. That might be one of the sexiest tips I've ever seen. Just depends on if it's over the shoulder or not. So Eichel shoots. Carlson, I think that, I mean, listen, that angle is not perfect, but that looks okay. Again, not a perfect angle. Oh my God. That's a great tip. Wow. I don't think that's a high stick. Not even close to a high stick. Holy. What? That is textbook through the legs tip. That's like the only Toronto player I've seen tip pucks like that is JVR. When JVR was at his peak in Toronto, that was every goal he ever scored. Wow. All right, we got a game, guys. We got a game. Hayden has texted me something. DFib49, which NHL player would you say best describes you when you played hockey? That is a good question. What's your answer, Hayden? Hayden says he was Brad Marchand. I like that. At my peak in House League, I once had a 40-goal season, if you can believe it. It was the only time I ever got close to that. It was shocking that I got that many goals, but I did. I was third in league scoring. How's that? But I think my style of play was more like not a lot of finesse, but a lot of hard work. So whoever fits that category. Zach Hyman scored some goals. But Zach Hyman before he figured out how to score goals. How's that? I'll go with that. That's a big compliment to me. And not a great one to Zach, but it's because I admire Zach so much. Jiayu Wang says, so I woke up from a nap after work because the Washington series is so hard to stay awake for. Can't believe second period is almost over. Edmonton is getting scary. Finals, here we come. Supporting cast has shown up. Amen to that. Amen to that. By the way, Dancing Queen is playing. Just want you all to know that Dancing Queen is currently playing. See that girl. Watch that scene. Digging the Dancing Queen. And I will straight up be honest with you guys. I think ABBA fucking rocks. That's right. I swore. Love me some ABBA. Gravely Diggs. What about Brandon Hagel, Adam? That's another good one. I was rarely a center. Oh, we got to move. Oh, what a great move. Oh, Barbashev almost undressed Calvin Pickard. Somehow that puck didn't go in, and I don't know how. Man, Vegas might tie this up before the period's over. We have movement, kids. We have movement. They're cheating for offense. It's the last minute of the period, and things are starting to get exciting. $55 seconds left to go in the second. Shots are 17-15 Edmonton. It was low event hockey until it wasn't, which is relatively recently. So if you're just tuning in, you're on the good times. You're tuning in at the good part. 42 seconds to go. Lisa says, Voulez-vous. Great song. Uh-huh. I like that part. We're like, Voulez-vous. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a great song. Somebody, I think, asked in the chat, what would be a great goal song from ABBA? There's plenty. But I think a great end of, like, every time you win, team has to play, right? And there's a song called Winner Takes It All. So whenever your team wins, you play Winner Takes It All. Loser has to fall. right? Francois M. I have never met someone who hates ABBA. They're out there, but there's less and less of them. Their music is crazy good. It's insane. And it's crazy how much of early Lady Gaga music was based on ABBA chord progressions and ABBA hooks, and they like changed pop music. No one gives them any credit, but well, I think some people give them credit. They are the reason they sound so good today is because they were so ahead of their time. Oh, we got some fights. It's White Cloud and Kane again, hugging each other. Remember, they spent time in the box together, and I think Evander Kane was happy with how that worked out because it was a 4-on-4 and the Oilers scored. 3-2. Right now, 3-2. Great save at the end of the period by Kip Pickard. Kane is calling White Cloud an effing coward. Hilarious. Ontario's Most Haunted. I had a scary dream the other day. Dancing to Public Affair by Jessica Simpson. Trauma. All the girls get for a public affair. That's where she's in the roller skates and stuff, right? I remember Much Music playing that video nonstop. Not a great song. JPix94. Don't forget to lay it on the line, chat. Lay it on the line. Natalie Durher says worst ABBA goal song would be Fernando. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Unless you had somebody named Fernando on your team, and every time he scored, then you throw it in there. Taylor Aston, my favorite band is Rush. Second is Roth Era Van Halen. Shout out to you. Roth Era Van Halen slaps. It's the greatest, and it's my favorite band, and I just want to throw this out there. I'm so happy, before we go to clip, that Panama is the Leafs goal song. I can't tell you, as a lifelong die for Van Halen kind of fan, which is what I am, that song ended up being a Leafs goal song. Nothing makes me happier. It's the best. So we got an 11-minute clip. Hayden, what are we talking about here in this clip? Our reaction to the Islanders winning the draft lottery. This is interesting because the Islanders had a crazy jump forward. Not enough being made about that. They went from 10th to 1st. So they didn't even have to bottom out to get the first overall pick. And besides, we could debate for years how much or who they should pick. Should it be Haggins, who grew up there? Islanders, his parents were Islander fans, had season tickets. Should it be Misa? Should it be Schaefer? Should it be? There's a few guys that they could go with. But does the NHL need to make the draft lottery so boring? That's the question. KC says Princes of the Universe goal horn would go so hard. True. Taylor Ashton, love Hall & Oates, but that goal song needed to go. Yeah, that goal song was a lot of trauma. You know what? Let's play the clip, Hayden. We'll be back at the beginning of the third. I want to talk a little bit about the draft lottery last night. Jesse and I live streamed during this. And last year, the draft lottery sucked because nobody moved. The exact order at which it started is how it ended.
Uh-huh.
This time we got a big jump. But what was weird about the way they did the broadcast is they actually showed you the lottery balls, which looked like a gigantic bong, actually, is how they, it was like a weird contraption. And we didn't fully, if you're not into that sort of like lottery system, you don't really know how it works. And they did their best to explain it. But they also had it's like Bill Daly, who is, rose out of the grave and said, okay, I'm ready to do my TV hit now. And the Islanders getting the first overall pick was a big pop. But they also then spent 10 minutes after it trying to catch up. They clearly ran overtime. And Jesse and I were talking, and I'm like, it's getting close to 7:30 here, and this is supposed to be wrapped up. And so they come back from commercial break and go, oh, here's wrestling.
It wasn't the best. First of all, I'm now imagining, and we now go to Bill Daly. Bill? Where's Bill? I'm here. He really is the crypt keeper, that guy. terrifying.
He's just not the most, and I don't mean to insult him. Like, he's just not great on TV. I'm sure he would tell you that. He's not a TV person.
No, always great to hear from Bill Daly. No, but what I was going to say is like retro things are in style.
Uh-huh.
And what I noticed was NHL draft lottery conspiracies are back, baby.
Oh, yeah?
They were gone for a while, but they are back.
What is it this
Is
time?
this the Islanders thing?
Because the Islanders lost the All-Star game, and they're very upset about it, and it's become a political thing there.
Yeah, the governor wrote the NHL a letter.
They're very upset about it, and understandably so. And they get the first overall pick.
They can't you can't do an All-Star game. Oh, you think so, huh?
That's a good conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's not mine.
No, but I'm saying whoever came up with it, it's pretty good.
It's a good one. And it's a shame because it was every year we had this handshake and that handshake and that handshake, and it died, dead, buried 12 feet under the ground when McDavid went to Edmonton. Gary Bettman cried himself to sleep that night. I know he did. Bitter, like clutching his chest. That was the worst day of his life. I know that for sure.
The Islanders have not had a first overall pick since 2009 when they selected John Tavares. They also selected Rick DiPietro first overall in 2000, defenseman Denny Potvin in 73, and forward Billy Harris in 72.
I wrote a little bit about DiPietro in Hockey Rants and Raves.
Mm-hmm.
And what was crazy about taking him first overall, they had Luongo, who they picked fourth.
Right.
He wasn't some guy who they like didn't know how good he was. They used a top 5 pick on him, and he had already played for him. Or for them. He was a known commodity. And they're like, nah, we're going to pick this guy and ditch Luongo for a bag of pucks. Mike Milbury wasn't very good at his job.
No, he wasn't great.
No.
Wasn't great. And I'm looking at, there was a really cool sort of interview because the guy that, and Lou Lamoriello's got to just hate life right now because he gets fired and they get the first overall pick. The guy
He's going to run for governor.
The guy that they had, on the Zoom call because they had like Dubas and Mike Greer and a few other guys, was Ken Morrow, who was actually a member of the 1980 gold medal winning Miracle on Ice team.
Oh, cool.
And he's also a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, I think, with the Islanders. So probably. So I think that's pretty neat, right? Like that's a cool thing to happen. One thing that did sort of play into this is that the Sharks and Blackhawks avoided the 5-year issue. I think you can only get the first overall pick twice or 3 times within 5 years. The Sharks did get pick number 2, and Mike Greer said if they had gotten the first overall pick this year, they'd be willing to trade it. And they asked him again last night, hey, you got the second overall pick. Are you willing to trade it? And he said, if it makes the organization better, we are absolutely willing to. They
might get their guy at number 2. Like
they might get something else.
Mm-hmm.
If you're this is not really considered the top 3 in this draft are unbelievable. You're talking about
that's top 4 or 5, yeah.
So that you're getting a solid player. Next year's draft is going to be crazy.
Gavin McKenna, all you hear watching.
There's an audience here. Hi, everybody.
You've got to watch Big Dubs on our channel. Gavin McKenna is cracked. This kid is unbelievable, and he's going to go first overall. If he could be selected second, third, and fourth overall as well, he would. This year's draft is very strong at the top. I don't think there's a lot between the guys in the top 5. Like you could pick third, fourth, fifth, and maybe get like Michael Misa, who I think had 60 goals in his draft year. Like that's unbelievable. Gavin McKenna, he shouldn't be playing junior hockey next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's beyond it. He shouldn't be playing junior hockey this year. I think he could have stepped into the NHL as a 17-year-old and competed for the Calder Trophy. This guy's unbelievable. And next year, I think the tanking around the league is going to shock you. There are going to be sub 50-point teams to try to get this kid. He's really, really good.
But as we saw, the Islanders can move up from whatever 14th or 10th to 1st or whatever the heck.
Utah too?
Yeah, Utah had a big move. So we're going to go through that. But I'm just wondering, we haven't seen a second round or second overall pick move in a long time. We almost never see a first overall pick move. What do you think a trade like that would look like? Like, what do you like, and who's making a trade like that?
That was the first thing I was trying to think of. Because if you're the Sharks, like, I don't know, we got a pretty good glimpse of it when we were there. The future is teal. Like, it's there. Like, you got Celebrini. like whoever they pick second is not going to supplant Celebrini as your top guy. You have Eklund, you have Smith, you have this gaggle of guys down with the Barracuda. You also have like still a pretty young crew with the Sharks. You have Askarov in net. I don't know. I think you kind of need players who can play in the NHL now, right?
Can Schaefer do that? Like, I'm looking at their defense and going, do they need a stud on defense?
There has to be people above 30 not named Tyler Toffoli.
Right.
And I don't know if they have anymore other than Vlasic. Like, you need NHL players.
So do the Blackhawks. Do they look at trading this? If you were them, with all the players they have in their system, it's one of the best systems.
They really do, too. I wonder if you could look at something like could the Blackhawks trade some of their future for better quality? Like, they have a lot of darts, the Blackhawks, but like not all those guys are going to make it. Same with the Sharks, really. Both those teams have a lot of darts. Not all of them are going to make it. It's sort of like, you know, remember the Leafs rebuild days and we're all like, oh, Soshnikov's going to be a 30-goal scorer. Like, it doesn't work out that way all the time. And like a guy's major junior numbers or college numbers don't always add up to NHL success. But I wonder if they're able to see, they have the pick.
Yeah.
So they'd be trading it to get more quantity, which I don't think helps them at all. The Blackhawks, like, they got some contracts they don't need. I think they should use it. The Blackhawks should use it, and they also have some more vets. Whereas I think the Sharks should consider trading it.
So you've got the Islanders at 1, Sharks at 2, Blackhawks at 3, Utah at 4, Nashville at 5, Philly at 6, Bruins at 7. They did the tank right, the Bruins. Kraken at 8, Sabres at 9, Ducks at 10, Penguins. I'm coming back to them.
Bruins at
11.
7 is a really good outcome for the city, by the way.
New York Rangers at 12, Red Wings at 13, Columbus Blue Jackets 14, Canucks 15, and the Montreal Canadiens, who acquired the Calgary Flames pick, I believe that was the Monahan trade.
I think you're right.
Is at number 16. So the Canadiens have got to be pretty excited about that. I want to talk a little bit about the Pittsburgh Penguins. They went on a bit of a run towards the end of the season. And if you look at what Josh Yohe wrote in The Athletic, it's quite literally, this is the worst case scenario. Because they were good after the trade deadline, it means that they're drafting outside of the top 10. So they were on a wing and a prayer, hoping that they might move up like Utah and the Islanders did. But they didn't give themselves a great opportunity to do so. And I'm just curious.
Is there something going on with their pick too, where they could given it away in something, or is it just their pick?
I know last year there was. Last year it was a top 10 protected, and I remember when Dubas was on, I think they came up 14th or something like that, and he just immediately logged off. Because obviously they didn't have a first round pick last year, right?
Yeah.
Or at least not that high. I'm for the Penguins. 11th is still a really good pick. You can get great players at 11.
If you're Dubas,
do you not trade this though? If you're
for what?
Well, I'm curious about so Dubas has signaled a couple of things in his tenure, and they're diametrically opposed. A couple of years ago, it was about Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and one more run, right? Now it seems to be, well, we probably do need to do some sort of rebuild. And okay, you go draft this kid at 11. Maybe he steps into the NHL, but likely
at 11, unlikely,
likely not. And you don't see him for a year or two. Okay. Even if you're retooling, does it not make sense to trade a pick like that? And Kyle loves to do what at a draft?
Trade down.
That's right.
Loves
so he could
it.
still get a first round pick in the 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a first, a second, and a third. But he's able to get a quality player.
Maybe you're able to trade down. You got a couple seconds or a late first and a second, and you trade those things for players who can help you now. Dubas with
I don't know
Penguins,
what they want to do.
Dubas with the Penguins has made a lot of moves that are good in a vacuum, but the context of what the Penguins are matters. You have Crosby, who's still a 90-point player. It's psychotic. You have Malkin, who's still really good. You have Letang, who's an effective player. Carlson's good, I mean, at one end of the ice at very least. Brian Rust put together some incredible performances. Ricard Raquel was one of the most underrated players in the league. What are you? Every year I have to remind you, hey, the worst teams in the league are the ones where we can't tell what they're trying to do. Are the Penguins rebuilding? Are they trying to win? You want to do everything at once. And if you think you're a genius, you think you can do it. And 9 times out of 10, you're wrong.
Hello, everybody. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. I love seeing the footage of that that game watch along party. They should do that in Toronto. They should do that. See that my wife is giving cookie advice in the chat. That's fun. Also, her cookies are amazing, and they do take 2 days to make. So there's love that goes into them. Makes you appreciate the cookie even more when it happens. Sports Talk Chud. At what point do we stop hyping up the Sharks' potential and actually start to ask them to win some games? Obviously, they're rebuilding, but they need to actually improve. Yeah, I think this is the last year where they can just finish poorly and that be fine. I think they got to take a step next year, and I don't even think it needs to be the playoffs, but at least be within. Let's say in March 15th, you need to be within 7 points of a playoff spot, which is a lot of points. That's a huge spread, but that would be an enormous step considering that they lose basically every game right now. What do they have? 45 points this year? That's all I'm saying. Look at all these people talking about browning butter in the chat. What are we doing? We're supposed to be watching hockey. Say that again, Hayden. Of the teams that made the playoffs this season, which teams will not make the playoffs next season? On the Eastern Conference side, I expect New York to be better, like the Rangers. So it is possible somebody falls out of the wild card. Because I just don't think a team with Igor Shesterkin and Artemi Panarin on it and former Norris Trophy winner Adam Fox isn't going to make the playoffs. They won the. I still can't get. They won the President's Trophy like a year ago. You know, like anything can happen, but I feel like with Mike Sullivan in there, they're going to be fine. So I think the Rangers are going to be in. As far as a team that's going to be out, do you want a hot take? Could Tampa fall the way that the Bruins did? Probably not, but maybe. I'm curious to see. Like it's hard. It's very early to make that prediction, but I feel like that's a team where I'm watching them going, how much gas do they have left? And if they do have a lot of gas, good. Just worth looking at. The other one, so Western Conference. I like. All right, let me have a look here. I gotta have a look. Hayden says LA doesn't make the playoffs. I think that's a good call because they might retool. And I would say that St. Louis not making it wouldn't shock me unless they make some sort of huge change this offseason and bring in somebody who's even bigger. Remember, St. Louis got in on a win and a prayer. Like they won 12 straight games. They got in the same way that the Nashville Predators got in. Nashville also had a goofy winning streak towards the end of the season and put them in the playoffs. But we saw what happened this year. Nashville didn't get the goofy winning streak and they just sucked. So I don't know. That I think the West is more open. And I keep saying it. I know Quinville was hired today. I do think the Ducks could make the playoffs next year. I really believe it. Jake Trouba revenge tour for the Rangers. I think it's very possible. You have two good goalies like that. Add a little bit more defense and a little bit more goaltending, and you're going to be okay. Can you imagine Captain? Oh my God, what's his name? He's got the crazy beard. Used to play for Florida. Radko Gudas. That's right. Damn. All right, you ready? Clapping for puck drop. Waiting. I bet they're going to fake drop this. They fake dropped the puck 3 different times to start the third period with the Leafs yesterday. There we go. We have a puck drop. Wow, they didn't fake drop it that time. It's too much. You can't fake drop the puck that much. 19:48 left in the third. For anybody checking? Nice to still have 575 of you hanging out. Numbers have been solid all stream. You guys are the best. I love that you're here. I love that you're here. Draisaitl. Down to McDavid. Oilers only up by 1 goal. They look to be pretty dominant in this game, but Vegas got one back, and they've had their opportunities. And there's Barbashev out there. He's had a few. He's been threatening tonight. He's looked dangerous. It's always the guys that create the most opportunities. Oh, and that puck. Jack Eichel was set up there beautifully by Barbashev, and Barbashev was almost set up beautifully there by Eichel, and neither puck gets through. $18.55 in the third. Pietrangelo backs it off. They're complimenting Jack Eichel on the broadcast, and they should. He's looked pretty good. If I'm the Oilers, I watch that man. Kay Gatham says, Adam, you, Steve, and Jesse can shove it. You're Leaf homers. Man, you're so angry tonight, but you've been around the entire stream. You're so mad. What did we ever do to you? Zach Hyman works it in. Here comes Kane to Hyman. Back to Kane, and that puck dribbles in. 4-2 Edmonton. That was just a hard-working goal by two blue-collar boys. Blue collar, because they play for the Oilers, and the Oilers have a blue collar. That was a very Connor Brown. It was a very Zach Hyman, Evander Kane goal. Doesn't get much more than that is about as them as it gets. Hyman back. Oh wow! So Hill kind of overcommitted on that. He got a piece of Kane there, but look at how far over on his net he gets. And once he goes down, there really is nothing he can do to worry about, to do anything about that pass. And what's interesting is he makes the initial save, but I think it's his stick actually that he doesn't hang on to that hits the puck, pops it over his pad, and makes him go in the net. Wow. People in the chat are calling for Sammy. I don't think Sammy's coming in. Got a bit of a break here. This fourth line for the Edmonton Oilers is out, and it's caused 2 goals tonight, one from Jake Wallman, one from Vasily Podkolzin. But they've had a really, really great first 2 games. Hard-working, good job controlling the puck, and they spend most of their time in the offensive zone. 17:30 left in the third. Hayden asked a question. Best goalie left in the playoffs? Calvin Pickard. Because he's got to do this with that Oilers defense. Calvin Pickard. Oh, big save. See? Tanner Pearson didn't get much on that, but Calvin Pickard, baby. Jiayu Wang says, Edmonton TO Finals, book it. Canada goes bananas. Oh, my God. That would be so great. It would be so much fun. It'd be so much fun. Taylor Aston says, from Cincinnati and have been a Cyclones fan my whole life. I found you guys from a video where you play NHL 17 with Steve. Been listening ever since. How crazy is that? I actually met somebody from Cincinnati for game 1 or game 2 of the Senators series, and he came up, and he was at Sport Check just looking around, and his name was Steve, And he said to me, he's like, well, what do you do? And then we started talking or whatever, because I was hanging out by the Sport Check desk that they have there that we're doing all the podcasts from. And I said, well, I do this thing, Steve Dangle podcast. He's like, oh, I've never heard of that. And I said, how did you become a Leaf fan? And he's like, well, when they became the big team for, the Cyclones, he's like, I've been a fan of the Cyclones forever. So whenever they became that big, their big team, that's when I became a Leafs fan. So I drove up just to watch the game. And I thought that was pretty cool. And he was wearing a purple Cyclones jersey for, I believe, Cancer Care Night. J-Rock. What's that, Hayden? Yeah, I think he saw Game 5, which is a shame. But he saw the literal worst of the Leafs. But they came back and they won, didn't they? J-Rock says, did you make good on your Apple bet? No, J-Rock, I did not. But I will. Don't you worry. I'd like to keep you guessing. 16:36 left in the third period. Oilers now with a 4-2 lead. This is exactly not how the Vegas Golden Knights wanted this to start. This is not what they wanted. This is not good for them. This is not a position they want to be in. Not just because it's 4-2. Like if it was Edmonton, it was 4-2. We'd be like, well, it'll be a few minutes and then Edmonton will tie it. Vegas, I don't know. If you had told Vegas at the beginning of the playoffs, hey, guys, let me tell you something. You're going to make it through the first round, and your second round opponent in goal is going to be Calvin Pickard. They'd be like, awesome. We are going to stomp through the first two rounds. And you just saw Calvin Pickard just made another good save there. Not so much. I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. The Oilers are so good. By the way, crazy stat about the Oilers. I believe that every forward, I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Oilers stats. Ready? Every Oilers forward that's played more than one game, because Jeff Skinner has not played more than one game. Every Oilers forward that's played more than one game has scored in these playoffs. Every one of them. Vasily Podkolzin was the last Oilers forward to score, as in like the last one without a goal. Skinner did play a game. Oh, it looks like McDavid's going to the dressing, the 2-minute penalty. Here we go. What did he do? 2-minute penalty for high stick. Ooh. Okay, that kind of sucks. Fart. Hayden asked if this counts for a come from behind victory. Yes, it does, because he came from behind. Oh, it just popped off the net. Oh, that sucks. You got to watch your stick, though. So McDavid, high sticking. Wow. Loose leaf. The forward depth you have that Jeff Skinner is a healthy scratch. Yeah, but I don't know if you watched a lot of Jeff Skinner this year. Decidedly not. The Leafs apparently really wanted him too, and he ended up signing in Edmonton, a little more money. And I'm kind of happy that it worked out that way, because who did we get? Maximum Pacioretty. Oilers. Oh, Golden Knights score. Olofsson in his second game back from injury. Big pass. I believe that was set up by Jack Eichel, who's been a monster tonight. Woo! We got a game, folks. I believe that's the second power play goal for the Vegas Golden Knights tonight, too. If Edmonton stopped going to the box, this game would not be close. So, yeah, Eichel with just look at this pass. Oh, my, it's perfect. And nobody's got Olofsson. Nobody even has the passing lane. Oh, wow. Great goal. Yeah, that. Wow. Wow. Great goal. Okay, guys. Oh, Olofsson had a goal earlier. That's right. Idiot. Moron. It's his first career multi-goal playoff game. Dylan F. Adam, do you think both the Habs and Sens make the playoffs next year? Definitely possible. Definitely probable. They're going to have some competition. They are going to have some competition for those wild card spots. The Metro is not going to be as weak next year. There's going to be 4 good Metro teams next year. Hayden says predicting the top 3 in the Atlantic is possible. Impossible. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. I also like next year is so far away right now. Like there's draft, there's free agency, there's trades, all that stuff yet to come. So ask me in September how I feel about it. Guard of Life says, Adam, do we have an ETA for Natalie's cookies at the STPN shop? I don't know if those will ever make it. Richard Triofano, Adam, 4 strong Metro teams. Does that include the Pens? No, it does not. Oh, Justin Fisher enters the chat. Here for the Vegas comeback. Justin, are we trolling? Are we trolling? Dylan F., better question. Do you think the Preds make big moves this offseason based on how far their expectations off were? Yeah, you know what? I do think that they do. I don't know what those moves would be, but I think the more moves that Barry Trotz makes, the worse they get. So, and it's true. Like if you look at the moves he's made ever since last July 1st, which we were all like, hey, he did pretty good. Every single one of them has made the team progressively worse. So I'm wondering what Barry Trotz does with his staff in order to get rid of that label because they're on a bit of a losing streak as far as moves go. Like Tomasino looked good in Pittsburgh, looked really good. Carrier looked really good in Montreal. And you're like, okay, so it's not the player. It might be this team is not well built. Draisaitl with a shot from the point. Aiden Hill with a save through traffic. Corey Perry exactly where he needs to be, right in front of Aiden Hill, taking away the eyes. Taylor Aston, thank you for whoever gifted me a membership. I'm going to binge VIP. Yes, Taylor. I hope you enjoy, my friend. $14.33. Shots just about even. 21 Vegas, 20 Edmonton. I'd say scoring chances, like high HD scoring chances, definitely going Vegas' way at the moment. But Edmonton are far more efficient and making good on them. Francois M., did you see the insane roster for Team Canada at the World Championships? Do you know why it's insane? It's insane because if you accepted an invite to the World Championship, your chances of making the Olympic team are supposed to go up. John Tavares went last spring because he wanted to be on the Four Nations team. And they told him, if you go, you will be higher in consideration because you play for Team Canada. And he still didn't make it. And he was the captain. But yeah, their centers are cracked. It's Crosby, McKinnon, and friggin' Deneau for the World Championship. That's crazy. Here comes the Oilers. Draisaitl across the red line. Perry to Draisaitl. He's got McDavid. Oh, McDavid almost shoveled one in. Perry almost shoveled. Oh, Perry gets absolutely decked. Oh, my God. Tanner Pearson almost took out Corey Perry's teeth. Just crushed him. I think that's a cross-check, right? Oh, it's Riley Smith. Never mind. James Stemler, do we get grippers for a Leafs Eastern Conference appearance? Man, you get so much. Taylor Aston, definitely going to renew my membership. So much content, Taylor. That's what I want to hear. STP VIP and STP VIP ad-free. You want the episodes early and you want them ad-free, sign up for the top tier. If you just want the VIP episode, that's cool too. You can sign up for that. It's $4.99 every month. And it definitely helps us as a small business. So I do want to say I appreciate everybody who has signed up and also everybody who gifts memberships to people that haven't had the chance to check it out. Dave Glatt says, just want the grippers. Well, Dave, we got to get more people in the chat. We got to get 1,000 likes, my friend. Oh, J-Rock says they also have Braden Shen going to Canada, the Olympic or the World Championships for Canada. That's crazy. Doug Armstrong, by the way, huge part of that Team Canada staff. Why do you think Jordan Binnington started in the Four Nations? And listen, if Doug had any doubters, and I sure was one of them, but if he had any doubters on staff, Binner is absolutely the goalie going into the Olympics. Hayden says Nick Suzuki should be on Team Canada. The reality of the situation is that Nick Suzuki has twice now declined an invitation to go to the World Championships. Last year, he didn't even go to the playoffs. And this year, he did go to the playoffs, but he was out in round one. And it seems like Nick Suzuki is just not that interested. Now, if Nick Suzuki has a crazy start to the year with Montreal, let's say he's like clipping along at one of the league leaders in points, it's not going to matter because ultimately Canada's going to pick the best team available. But if he's just a point a game player, which I realize is really hard to do, then he's not going to go because there's politics here. And they want you at this thing and they want you playing because they want to get to see you with all the rest of the best players. And 2 years in a row, pivotal times, Nick Suzuki has said no. I don't know if it's injury. I don't know if it's family plans. I don't know if he has friends that want to go to a crazy party. I don't have no idea. But I'm telling you that unless he comes out and burns the house down in Montreal night after night after night, he ain't going to the Olympics, which is a bummer because he's great. Nate D, who's your goalie pick for a quarter century team? Oh, yeah, I guess we're at 25. Goalie pick? Probably Henrik Lundqvist. Is that fair? And he didn't even win a cup. Hayden, you're saying Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, he did win way more cups, and he's also won. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury's a good pick. And he had that crazy late in his career Vezina, too, with Vegas. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury's a good one. He'd be on the team, at least. I guess I went Hank because Hank was like everybody just revered him. Goofy Goober, we're on the third Pope since the last time Buffalo made the playoffs. Yes, we are. Hey, by the way, I don't know if there's any F1 fans in the chat, but we're on the fourth Pope of Fernando Alonso's career. By the way, for everybody that doesn't know, Fernando Alonso is like the Chris Chelios of Formula One, well into his 40s, still racing. Impressive. Everybody's saying would you take prime price over Hank? Man, that's so hard. I don't know. Prime price was crazy. He was crazy. Even like 2021 price when they went to the finals, he was crazy. Man, that's hard. Maybe prime price. Oh, McDavid loses the puck. 45 seconds to go on this power play. Draisaitl with two guys on him. Nobody with him. That was a bad change by the Edmonton Oilers. Draisaitl's essentially in there alone, trying to maintain possession. Doesn't do anything. Is not able to do anything because nobody's there. Late change by the Oilers, I think. 19 seconds to go. Scotty Patterson, Hasek number one for me. I agree, but Hasek, I felt like some of his best years were pre-21st century. Is that fair? Oh! Nice little tip there by Janmark. Hyman, who has already figured into the score sheet by setting up Evander Kane earlier, is not able to get that shot off. Guy Smith, Hasek, and Brodeur both played in the 2000s. Yes, I know that guy, but what I'm saying is their best years were probably in the 90s. That's what I think. Like Hasek went to the finals in the 90s. So that's what I think. Or like with Buffalo, that is. Joachim Hillman or Joachim Hillman, Brodeur retired in like 2014, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I don't count Martin Brodeur as one of the. I wouldn't put him on that list. There's a hot take. I wouldn't. I think if let's say you've got the worst. Let's say you put. Okay, let's take the worst team in the league this year, San Jose Sharks. You put Hasek and Brodeur and Price and Henrik Lundqvist in each for 20 games apiece. I think that Hasek and Price will come away with the most wins. And I think Brodeur would be fourth of four. Hayden says he thinks Brodeur is a product of the system he was put in, and I tend to agree with that. So I know Devils fans are going to hate that, but I do. That's what I think. I've thought that for a while. Dave Glatz. Wow, Adam, he was the best goalie for a decade at least. Which decade? Which decade was he better than Hasek? Which decade was he better than Lundqvist? Which decade was he better than Price? Which decade was he better than Patrick Waugh? 0 decades. Just saying. Travis Walker, the Devil system worked because of Brodeur, dingus. No, it didn't. No, the Devil system was phenomenal. It worked because they had first off, they had a 2-line pass rule. Second, they neutral zone trapped like no other team could. I think that you take Hasek and you put him in that Devil system, Hasek would have put up Ken Dryden 70s numbers. Like he would have finished with less than 100 career losses, like Ken Dryden did. There you go. I said it. Get mad. 10:44 left in the third. It's a 1-goal game. Vegas, Edmonton. You know, this Oilers team is very 80s Oilers. 80s Oilers gave up a lot of goals. You can debate whether Grant Fuhr is one of the best goalies of all time. I happen to think he was. I think he was 80s good, which is a relative term for goaltenders, as we know. And obviously he's a Hall of Famer. But just like them, this Edmonton team has some toughness throughout the lineup, but just scores and scores and scores and scores, and there's no plan for that. You can't stop them. I feel like you could say the Edmonton Oilers are getting back to the roots. Scott Patterson, can we just say Sean Avery better than Brodeur? By the way, did you guys know that Martin Brodeur is the reason that they can't have tinted visors in the NHL anymore? He complained after Alexander Ovechkin embarrassed him that he couldn't see Ovi's eyes, so Ovi shouldn't have that visor. So they had tinted visors. Now they no longer do because Martin Brodeur complained. He also got that rule changed when Sean Avery was waving his stick in his face, which I thought was just being creative. And Brodeur got that changed too. He had an in with the league. Wow. I don't. 9:34. Jack Eichel complaining that he didn't get a high sticking call there. 9:30 left. Shot. Doesn't get through. Oh, that's a glove pass. Daniel. Well, Marty's a big whiner. He's always been a big whiner. Sean Avery. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying Brodeur wasn't great. He was. All I'm saying is if you're asking me to put him on the quarter century team for this century, I won't. And I don't think he was. He might have had a season or two in there that he was the best goalie. But I'm sorry. I'm going to take Waugh, Hasek, and Price and Lundqvist every time. I am. Yeah, what's up, Hayden? What's the most amount of Hall of Famers on a Stanley Cup winning team? I feel like that's got to be a Detroit Red Wings team, and I feel like it's got to be like when did they win in the early 2000s? 02? Because it was like wasn't New Jersey 03, and then it was Tampa in 2004, Carolina in 2006. Because there was no 05 Cup. I'm going to say 2002 Detroit. Most Hall of Famers on one team. How many? So you got Lindstrom, Larionov, Fedorov, Yzerman, Shanahan, Brett Hall. Who was their goalie? Was Hasek in Detroit yet? Did he even win a cup with them? Was Cujo in Detroit at that point? Um, was Fetisov still playing? Kozlov was still playing, but I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I'm gonna say 8, Hayden. 18? And it's the 1956 Montreal Canadiens. Oh, 18 of them. All of them? Wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense if you got 6 if you got 6 teams that an entire team could make it. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Jean Beliveau, Butch Bouchard, Connie Broden, Wally Clune, Floyd Curry, Jacques Delorier, Dick Gamble, there's a name, Bernie Jeffrion, Doug Harvey, Tom Johnston, Jackie Leclaire, Don Marshall, Dickie Moore, who went on to start a construction company called Dickie Moore. And you still see Dickie Moore construction everywhere all over Toronto. Ken Mosdell, Bert Olmsted, Bob Perot, Jacques Plante, Claude Provost, Henri Richard, Maurice Richard, Dollar Saint Laurent, Jean Guy Talbot, and Bob Turner. All of those guys made it? Damn. That's nuts. I did not know that. Alexander Brodeur, what's your problem with my last name? It's really my last name. Martin Brodeur is family, but not close enough to meet up or get tickets. So he's like a distant cousin. Brodeur's a pretty popular name, right? Because there was a Dennis Brodeur, I think, who played for the Canucks. I don't know if they were related. Eris Mix 23. This year's Hall of Fame class could be crazy. First ballot eligible year for Keith, Chara, Thornton, Price, Getzlav, and Rask. I don't know that Duncan Keith. That's gonna make me unpopular. Duncan Keith. He had some great runs. He did. I think you go Chara. I think you go Price, Getzlav, Thornton. I'm just trying to think of who I'd vote for out of everybody. Chara, Price for sure. Thornton. Yeah, I would go Chara, Price, Thornton, Keith. If it was just from those 4 that I'm choosing from. 8:13 left. And again, Vegas trying to tie this up, which means that very soon here, they'll be cheating for offense, which means that very soon here, we're going to see the Edmonton Oilers go on a bunch of odd man rushes. We will see you. Oh, and they score. Vegas scores. Forget what I said. They're not opening the game up. We're going to triple overtime. Pietrangelo in his first game back scores the big goal. Man, there's nothing like playoff Pietrangelo, man. He's awesome. I remember when Montreal was kicking its ass all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. They played Vegas in the conference finals, and Pietrangelo was the leading scorer. Nobody else on Vegas could score. Oh, it looks like Calvin Pickard could be a little injured here. Pietrangelo with a snapshot, and that puck doesn't even look like it's been tipped. It just went by Calvin Pickard. Wow, he just a great shot. Hurdle takes away the eyeballs of Calvin Pickard. Boom, and it goes. Wow. Do you go to Stuart Skinner now? Asks the chat. No. Pickard's kept you in the game. You're in the game. You're in the game. Oh, nice save. See? You don't want a cold goalie going in now. Pickard's in there. He's ready. 7:36 left in the third period. It's going to be exciting. Are we going to overtime? Ask the poll. You bet we are. We're going overtime tonight. For sure. Leaf Opstad. So there's one incident I remember where Brodeur shoved Avery, and Avery shoved Brodeur back, and Avery promptly got decked. Who was the devil that was chirping Henrik Lundqvist afterwards? If that's trivia, I don't know. I don't remember. I wasn't actually watching that game. I remember the highlights, but Michael O'Connor. Adam, who do you got? Danford's Gens or Cowan's Knights? Well, hey, the Jennies won tonight. Stole the first game of the series. That's really interesting. Molly Dwyer says Dennis Brodeur is the father of Martin Brodeur. There you go. So was that a hurdle tip or was that actually a goal? Denise Campbell says, bite your tongue, Adam. I cannot do 33 overtimes tonight. Go Oilers. Blue White Flame says, I may have woken up my dog. I mean, that's fair. That's how it should be, isn't it? Shouldn't you be jacked? Like, listen, playoffs are hard on pets. My cat does not love all the shouting going on. He still finds a way onto your lap, but he's not like a fan. He much prefers when you're watching like a TV drama or Andor, when you're quiet and you're tense. And he can just sit there and purr and look at you. 7-11 left in the third, I believe. No icing there. Wow. McDavid had a nice little keep in there for Nugent Hopkins. If that puck doesn't get hit by a stick, that's a pretty solid little scoring chance. J-Rock, which live location has been your favorite for STP? That's a good question. One of our rowdiest live shows was Oshawa after the Jennies game. People were lubricated, to say the least, and it was loud, and it was awesome. And we were playing in a basement where like bands play. So it was cool, right? Like there was 150 people there and sweaty and fun and, love that. And then face-off one. Darnell Nurse with the shot. It gets through the Aiden Hill. I also have to say the Roundhouse down at the Toronto waterfront was pretty awesome. Over the course of 2 days, we had like 700 people over All-Star game last winter. That was awesome. What's that, Hayden? The Rec Room. The Rec Room. That's what it's called. I can never remember a name when I need to. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in. Okay, here's the question, chat. Who scores? Is it in overtime? So which team scores? Is it in overtime? Which player gets it? Next goal. So who scores the next goal? Is it in overtime? Which team? Taylor Aston, I found STP as a junior in college. I recently defended my doctoral dissertation in chemistry. You guys helped me through all the sleepless nights. Well, Taylor, damn. We got a smarty pants in the chat. Good for you, man. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations. I hope it all went well. I don't even know how to defend a doctoral dissertation. But then I only lasted a year at university, so. All right, here we go. A lot of people saying Draisaitl. Oilers McDavid, Hyman OT, Oilers Perry OT, Eichel, Hyman with 3 minutes left. Connor Brown spinorama with 2.6 seconds to go. Connor Brown would be perfect. Someone wants a Klingberg winner. Oh, Arvidsson. Man, this fourth line for the Oilers. Watch out. They're scary. Somebody said Chandler Stevenson OT goal. LOL. This isn't 2023. Barbashev OT, Oilers Kane OT. SDPN chat says Oilers Nuge, 1 minute left. I think the SDPN chat, which is Robert Malloy, by the way, I think Robert desperately wants it to be over before overtime because then we all have to stay up late. Robert might want to go to sleep. Aerosmix 23. Perry will be the hero. Draisaitl taking the face-off. McDavid waiting on his wing. They win the face-off, but they immediately turn it over to the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone, who absolutely perfectly read that play. And then Mark Stone got a nice little cross-check to the ribs that the refs did not see and fell over. Oh, what a move by McDavid. His shiftiness is crazy. He's crazy. Bouchard fires, misses the net. 4:43 left in the third. Oh, I got the hiccups. That's not good. Debbie Hobbies, can we get the game timer on Adam's stream? I'm sorry, I should say it more. 4:32, 4:31, 4:30, 4:29, 4:28. It's actually harder than you'd think to get the timer up on the screen. I think Drew needs to use an extra computer to do it, which is why we don't do it. We tend not to do it on my streams. Oh, there goes Hyman. Yeah. Hyman again. Hayden has tried it a few times, and it just the system we have for it is imperfect. So we might have to figure something out. Oh wow. Duckett says, "Hey Adam, and chat. If you could describe Tom Wilson in one sentence, what would you say?" I would say, "Doggone it, that man is a unicorn." Name another player that can do what Wilson can do. I think Matthew Nyes could eventually be what Tom Wilson is. Tom Wilson has vision. He kills penalties. He's on the power play. He's a freight train. He'll run you over. He can score 30 goals if you need him to. He's healthy, not missing games. Hard to hate Tom Wilson. The Freak Show 777 just got home from an 18-hour shift. That's a long time. I hope you get the chance to relax. How was the game being? I would say it was somewhat disinteresting until midway through the second period, and then it got really interesting. Trinket 2.0, I disagree, Adam. It is very easy to hate Tom Wilson. Well, especially if you're Pens fan, Islanders fan, Rangers fan, Canes fan, Devils fan, anybody in the Metro. Blue Jackets fan. Can't forget about them. Grim wasn't enough at Four Nations. Yeah, I could see why you'd say that. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get back to the game. Alex Pope, as a Canucks fan, I also hate Tom Wilson. Fair. Vito 34, Adam, score prediction for Florida, Toronto tomorrow. Feels like a 5-3. Feels like a 5-3. 5-3 Leafs, by the way. Leafs with the 5. I want them to go up 3-0 tomorrow. I desperately want that. Lisa says, "Oh my God, we're at 489 likes." Yes, we are. Hey, if you just joined, I'd love for you to just drop a little like in there. We got an exciting game here. Vegas just tied it up. Remember that we started the period with the Oilers up 4-2, and Vegas has got the job done. Refs removing snow from the ice. They just don't seem to know where to put it. Aretha Franklin, click the damn like button. Vote or die. Drew Livingston. Producer Drew dropping in the chat. Calvin Pickard, baby. He's been very much Calvin Pickard tonight. Good, and also you kind of wish you had a save. That's Calvin Pickard's game, man. And this is yet another game where the Oilers let in more than 3 goals. It is literally, you could tattoo it on them. Kane, down to Hyman. Oh, he can't jam it home. Mark Stone, Nuge along the half boards with Jack Eichel. Wallman, who already has a goal tonight, shoots. Oh, I don't know if Aiden Hill saw that. Shoots again, Kane. Oh, great playing by this Oilers second line here. Great playing. Eichel. Double teamed by 2 Oilers. They immediately turn it around. Nuge flips it in. They're going to change. I don't know who they're going to put out there. 3 minutes to go. You would think it would be McDavid Draisaitl, but do they save them for one more shift? Corey Perry? No, it's the Connor Brown line. That's what I thought. All right. So it's Adam Henrique, Connor Brown, McDavid Draisaitl due to come out in the next minute. This is going to be the last shift before they're out there. They're going to try to get that goal. Can Connor Brown be the hero again? Man, what a goal that was. And the his face when he scored that, like that's the face of a man who like gets it. Gets it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. McDavid line on the ice. McDavid blows by Olofsson, blows by Hurdle, but loses the puck. God, he's so impressive. 2:17 left in the third period if you're following along. Darnell Nurse. He's got Corey Perry open. Perry at the blue line. Perry kind of gets stopped up. Draisaitl gets the puck. Back to McDavid. McDavid can't get the handle before Vegas' defense breaks it up, but Perry stops it at the blue line, cycles low to McDavid, who is crushed from behind and is not getting up. Is he okay? You could hear somebody yelling, and I think it was McDavid holding. Oh my God, how did that not go in? What a setup by Klingberg to Corey Perry, and somehow, some way, Aiden Hill is able to keep that puck out of the net. Oh my God. Woo! That's right, it was a yawn. I had one in the first period, and I had one now. It's late for me. What do you want? 12:30 my time? Oh, man. Corey Perry was so close. I think it was Hannafin that sort of broke that up. And then Aiden Hill's able to get a glove and a blocker on it. Oh, man. Oh, that was close. Wow. Wow. Real close. The Nerd Nest with Marty. Are you in Edmonton? No, I'm in Toronto, Marty. That's where I'm based out of. But I am doing the entire Edmonton series. You should come join us here at Gripper Nation. Don't ask, just accept. It's Gripper Nation. 1:30 left in the game. That's 90 seconds left in regulation. Kids, are we going to overtime? Are we getting the Edmonton Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights in OT? Because that would be fun. Wallman. Behind the net to Bouchard. Back to Wallman. Full court press here for the Vegas Golden Knights. This shows you how much Chris Knobloch loves his fourth line. They've caused 2 goals tonight, like in a good way. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to throw you guys out there, see what you can do. Maybe you guys can get the goal. Podkolzin and Wallman had goals because of plays that the fourth line created. Vegas has got 50 seconds on the clock to get this done. Barbashev cycles behind the net. Oilers are unable to knock it off his stick. They do at the blue line. Vegas retains. Howden. Eichel are out there. Hannafin. Oh, 26 seconds to go. Vegas just misses the net. These Oilers need a change. The legs are burning. Can you push it to overtime? Everybody in the building is standing up. Eichel, shot, Whitecloud. Oh, what a save by Calvin Pickard. Whitecloud's going to get another shot. Eichel with a shot. Oh, and I think that went off the post. Wow, I have literal goosebumps. Can you guys see that? My hair is standing on my arms. Holy moly, that was great. Wow, that was so exciting. Can you see that? Oh, baby. Time to make some coffee because we're going overtime, kids. And something tells me it's going to be a bit of a longer overtime. I don't know why. Hayden's like, I certainly hope not. Did Eichel not hit the net? Jesse Blake's on him in the chat. Did he not hit the net? I thought. Oh, man. And Pickard's deep in his net, too. Just like a few inches to the left, and this game is over. I got to say, Eichel's looked good all game. Just no finishability. No finishability tonight. Oh, damn, that was exciting. Hayden says that was a Justin Hall missed by a mile. Excuse me. It's Cody Ceci missed by a mile, sir. Let us not forget. I remember Cody Ceci scored in the play-in series against Columbus, and the shot was going about 5 feet wide, but it hit a Columbus knee and then went in. And everybody was like, wow, that's nuts. Andrew 8468 says, bring on 5 OT. Everybody's making triple overtime jokes. Are you guys ready to get sleepy? Are you ready to get goofy? You ready to have a sleepover? You know, when you have a sleepover and you're a kid and you stay up late and you get a little bit like, whoa, and everything's funny? That's going to be you and me tonight. We're having a party. And by the way, according to my clock, it's already Friday morning. It's 12:35 a.m. So happy Friday, everybody. Emo Jalapeno says, sleep is for the weak. That is the freaking attitude. That's what I want to hear. Yes. Arismix23 feels like someone is going to take a dumb penalty at OT, and it's either going to be very short or very long. LOL. I would be shocked if the refs called any penalties in overtime. Shocked. J-Rock, sleep is for closers. Klingberg in OT for the Oilers. I'm not going to get your predictions yet. I'm not. Hosty with the right attitude. You should sleep when you're dead. You should sleep a little before that. Otherwise, you'll be dead quickly. Hayden, how long is this clip? Should we go to it now? All right. What is it? Oh, guys, you're going to get a treat. We do this little fun thing every time there's a Grand Prix for the Formula One podcast that we do. We put Tim on the track and make him race it because, you know, he's a former race car driver. So have a watch as Tim takes you through, I think, the Miami Grand Prix. All right, let's do it. I'll see you for the overtime. All right, Miami Grand Prix. Let's go. Now, listen, as of the recording of the episode, Tim will be in Miami.
Will.
And he'll be partying and having a great time because they bring Tim down to be an influencer at all the parties.
No, they don't.
They have him there and they're like, whoa, where's Tim going to be? I need to be at the Tim party in Miami, right? Because obviously.
That doesn't happen.
Doesn't it happen, Tim?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to be busy in Miami.
Yeah, we'll be busy in Miami, but it won't be partying.
Okay, all right, fine then.
Gonna be working.
Now, who are we today? Are we Kimi Antonelli or are we George Russell?
We are going to be George Russell today.
Okay, all
with
right.
the Mercedes. We're going to try and do a flying lap around this difficult technical track.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me about this track because it's a tougher one than people I think expect, right?
Yeah. So I've done a track walk on here before, but this is like the first flying driving laps I've ever done on anything like sim or any of that kind of stuff. We did 5 laps, 6 laps of practice.
Yeah.
Before we started recording. They didn't go very well. Enjoy.
Let's get out there. Woo, flying lap. You know what's funny too is like the sun actually plays a big part on one of the corners.
Yeah, I can't see it.
You'll see it come up. It's
like,
actually just before this rolling start.
It is hard to see like reference markers if you've got any for this game. There we go.
Yeah,
and we're off to a good start.
A little bit oversteer there, and
just a little too enthusiastic with the throttle on him. Just a little too
and we're off. We're off. Now, Tim, I mean, obviously, this is, and I'm going to try not to ask you a question in the middle of a corner because I'm learning as a host of this that you kind of need the corner. Kind of need to focus on the corner. Now, Miami is one of the newer tracks, as we said, on the schedule. It is one of the more fun Grand Prix. One of the cool things about Miami, too, is that you can visit all the teams inside the stadium where the Dolphins play.
Yes.
Which is pretty sweet, right?
It's cool.
And what's it like walking out in the middle of that stadium and, doing your interviews and stuff like that?
Adam, it depends on the type of day or time of day, I should say, because if you go out there in the morning at 10 a.m., you're usually pretty good, but if you go out there at like 1 p.m., you're just prepared to get absolutely roasted.
Oh, it's just that hot?
It's so hot, man.
Yeah, Now, is that
blistering.
In the way that it can be in places like Singapore? Some of these races are so hot. Is that a factor in Miami too for the drivers, like dehydration?
Yeah, for sure. Once the race starts at, I want to say
there's the darkness, by the way. Look at that.
I want to say 4 p.m. race start Eastern time. It's really hot, man. Like these guys get out of the car and they come to do interviews with you, and they're just drenched with sweat. They're so friggin' they're just dying, man. Like, yeah, it's a very hot race. Very hot.
And obviously around the track. Hey, listen, there's no damage on. Nobody saw that. It's all good. It still counts, Tim. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
The fastest lap for Tim.
All right.
A little bit of an assist from the wall, but you know what? Let's take it. Now, you have beaten your rival, Tim. Now time for a new rival. I want to say that, what's interesting about Miami, too, is it just seems like, at least from maybe for the driver's perspective, it's not this way, but it is just more of a fun, jovial race rather than the very serious races that you get. Silverstone is a serious race.
It is.
Spa is a serious race. They're fun to watch, but they're serious.
Yes.
This one seems like it's just a good old time.
It's a ton of fun. They've got stuff happening all around the track. Celebrities all over the place. Did I just get a black and white flag? Celebrities all over the place. It is a fun race for sure. I mean, obviously the drivers are taking it seriously, right?
Of course.
It's counting towards championship points, and I just went off again. Oh, this is just. But it's a fun race, Adam. I mean,
Yeah.
I would recommend people come to check it out at least once. Bring sunscreen and a big hat.
Yeah, and I'm sure honestly, I bet the whole experience can be affected by whatever grandstand you happen to be in too.
We
right?
usually park along this straightaway here,
Okay.
and we have to walk all the way down here with all of our camera
Oh,
equipment.
really?
And we cross this bridge here that we just went under.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we crossed. Yes, that's a. Oh my gosh, I need to stop talking.
Well, okay. Here's my question then. Since the this and next lap invalidated.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, we can't. Why are we invalidating the next lap?
Yeah,
What is
give me a
this?
break.
Okay.
If you're gonna ask questions, now's the time to do it.
All right. The question I will have for you're right.
This
'cause we're-
lap is this junk. We're
It's
done.
invalidated this lap. Okay, so what is the hardest race to walk into? Like, I know Montreal's a bit of a pain in the butt because you got to use the metro unless you can get a boat.
Yeah.
And the metro you got to wait for, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's it can take an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes standing in line just to get out. Or at least that's what it took me.
I would say this is a challenging race to get in and get out of. If not for spectators, I don't think. For for us, I would say it's probably the most physical race that we do.
Yep.
Just because of where sort of everything is located, because the site is very big.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it's still a fun event. Like, I really do enjoy going to it. I mean, I've been going to it since its inauguration,
Yeah.
which is where I got to interview Vin Diesel, by the way. If
Oh,
anyone wants to check out
what was
interview,
that
go to
like?
TikTok.
What is Vin like? Because sometimes he gives some crazy interviews where I'm like, what planet are you from? And other times he's cool. I mean, he's always cool. He's Vin
Okay,
Diesel.
so we're on the grid,
Yeah.
and we're getting ready for the race, and I'm like running around with the microphone and the camera operator, and we're doing interviews with people, and all of a sudden we see Vin Diesel, and we're like, oh my God, there's Vin Diesel, and he's like trying to like jack up the crowd, like in around here, this area is where we were, and I'm like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get him.
So you're gonna Martin Brundle this?
Yeah, and so I walk up to him, and I'm like, Vin, can I get a couple words? He's like, oh, TSN, Canada? He's like, absolutely, right on. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, you know who we are? He's like, absolutely. I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm like, he's like, just tell me when we're recording. And this hand comes like over my shoulder, and this massive towel just goes right across his forehead to like
Wipe him down?
wipe him down.
it's hot.
Yeah, I get him ready. And I go, okay, we're rolling. I'm like, man, who's gonna win today? And he like kind of has this like brain fart almost.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, let's do that one again. He's like, yeah, one more time. He's like, sorry about that. like, all good, man. I mean, there's a lot going on around us. There's car noises, there's engines being fired up. And so anyways, so we go again, and he's like, he friggin' nails this line. He's like, God. He's like, who's gonna win today? So he makes a phone call to God.
What? Are you serious?
It was awesome. And he's like, yeah. And he looks at me and he's like, I can't tell you. And then he tries to run away while he's like giggling.
Oh my God.
He's like running away.
Lunatic.
And
In the best way.
And I'm like, what? And like my voice peaks and that all catches on camera. Anyways, he's trying to run away and he's got our cord wrapped around his waist.
Oh.
And he's a big guy, right? So
Yeah.
when he starts going, he's taking us all with him. Like, he's literally, he's like, where he's like the train man, and
Yeah.
we're just like the cars like attached to him. Like
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
thought he was gonna take us all down, and then he stops midway, and I do the old like get the old camera cord wrapped around him, and I have to like untie him and stuff. It was
Oh my
hilarious,
God, that's
dude.
amazing.
It was so funny.
But he seems like a fun guy.
Oh yeah, he was cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Gunther Steiner was on our show earlier this year. You should check out that interview. And he is a what do they call it? A track. He's not a marshal. He's
Track ambassador.
Yeah, he's like a track ambassador for Miami. So you're gonna see Gunther there.
Yes,
And
we'll see Gunther there.
He's always a good time.
I think we have some. I think he's doing some portion of. I can't remember. We're doing something with him.
Okay.
I know I've arranged something to do with Gunther.
And what else are you doing this weekend? Are you working there with TSN or what are you doing?
Yeah, TSN all weekend. It's gonna be great. I think we may get some interesting track access.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin anything since nothing is confirmed. Just
Okay.
yet,
All right.
but that'll be on SportsCenter if it happens.
We will be watching SportsCenter, looking out for you, Tim Rainey. We'll let you finish this lap, and
Okay,
then we'll
we're gonna
wrap
put-
this
we're
bad
gonna-
boy up.
So we're gonna put in a good lap, right? Like we did one good lap.
You did a personal. You want to do one more lap?
Well, I mean, I can't really go out on the way we've gone out.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
this
especially
is-
with a 4-second delta on yourself, like we gotta make this happen. Okay.
I'm too busy telling Vin Diesel.
You're true. It's true. It's true. Okay. So do you want me to just be silent
No,
throughout?
no, you can still talk.
Okay. I'll narrate, and then I won't ask any questions. All
well,
right.
you can ask questions. I'll do my best to answer them.
Tim is off to the races here. This is the lap where I would say the most pressure of the day is on him.
What?
I mean, wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that this lap matters more than all the laps that came before, including the personal best?
It's a pretty important lap.
It is. But Tim, former race car driver, understands pressure, feels pressure, lives with pressure, owns pressure.
I own pressure.
I have to say,
I own it.
it's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like the best job in Formula One isn't being a driver. Like, obviously being paid a lot's cool. But I think the best job in Formula One has got to be, like, I don't know, perhaps like a member of the team that doesn't directly have to work on the car, potentially overnight if you bid it. Or, a driver. It's a bit of a wide turn, but he's still okay. Because I feel like you don't get to enjoy the locales if you're one of the engineers, you're one of the pit crew, you're a team principal. Like, do you really get to enjoy any of these great spots?
I mean,
You
teams
know?
are working so hard, man. Like
Exactly.
every person on the team is working flat out. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
What about the PR folks?
They
have
are
a good
too.
time?
Yeah, everybody's like working hard, man. I mean, they still enjoy it. It's still a good time, right? But I think like on Sundays, if they're not flying out, like on a Sunday night,
Yep.
they stick around and they'll like go out for a couple beers or have some food and stuff like that.
Right,
Enjoy
just-
the nightlife a bit more.
Enjoy a minute. Now, there is 2 weeks. Hey, fastest lap for Tim. Great way to finish. And listen, Miami Grand Prix this weekend. Watch out for Tim, not only here on SDPN, but on TSN. He'll be down there, like actually in the sun, having the best time ever. Time for OT, baby! Let's go! Oilers are on the ice. Vegas Golden Knights are on the ice. Let's get sexy. Let's get sexy. Yeah. Playoff overtime, baby. And we're tired. And we're staying up late. And we're doing this because we only get to do this one time a year. The playoffs only happen now. There is no better time of year. Spring has sprung. The sun is out later. The hockey is meaner and faster and better. It's amazing. Sports Talk Chud, McJesus, OT winner, calling it right now. Ooh, it's a big call. By the way, drop your OT winner predictions in the chat right now. Who is it? Taylor Aston. Let's hear the best Yo Mama joke you have. Oh, man. The best Yo Mama joke? I haven't said a Yo Mama joke in like so long. Shit. I just looked up Yo Mama jokes online. This is a good one. Yo Mama is so fat, I took a picture of her last Christmas and it's still printing. That's good. I like that. Nick Murphy upgraded himself to STP VIP ad free. Not only does Nick not have to worry about ads anymore, he also gets the not the ads. He also gets the shows an hour before everybody else does. Before everybody else. 18:48 left in overtime. Oh, what a save! Oh, what another save! What happened? Oh my God, Thomas Hertl should have ended this game, and he is in pain. He hit the boards hard. He should have ended this. How didn't that go in? We need a stoppage and play to get a look at that. Oh my God. Calvin Pickard, baby. Who was saying they should pull him? I don't think so. Hyman gets the puck behind him. Olofsson. 2 minutes into this OT, and it's already been damn good. Here we go. Adam Henrique. Zach Hyman with the shot on net. It's in the crest, and Aiden Hill's got it. We're getting an offensive zone faceoff. Wow. So a great save on Jack Eichel there. He actually hit the net that time. And then Pickard accidentally bumps one off. I guess they shoot it halfway down the ice. He gives the puck up, and oh my God, and Hertl is hooked by Nurse. Olofsson somehow can't put it in either. Wow, and Hertl was Hertl after that. Dustin Tyson, Adam is so far behind, or I'm just really high. Dustin, you're really high, and I'm far behind because I'm using Sportsnet Plus. I know. I next time I'll get the Rogers Xfinity app hooked up, but for now, we'll just have to be good with this. $17.45, $17.44, $17.43, $17.42, $17.41, $17.40. Those are the times. And I will give you some claps so you guys can all, get with it. Get your time with mine. Life Olmstead. My favorite Yo Mama joke. Tweet, Ernie, defend yourself. Talk about their mamas. Ernie Johnston. Sebastian Holm holding fire, pal. And by the way, THEIR. Your mama should have taught you that. You know what? I don't get that. But I'm sure it's quite funny if you do. I just don't know if I get it. Dave Glatz. Adam is way behind in the game. Dave! I'm a minute behind, Dave. And you can blame the rights holder. Okay? There's not much I can do about it, my friend. All right. I'm going to make it clap. Make it clap. You ready? Calvin Pickard is messing with his equipment right now. All right, here we go. 17:20 is on my clock, and we are going to get a face-off. It's Jack Eichel and Leon Draisaitl in the defensive zone. And face-off won by Eichel, back to Barbashev. Oh, and intercepted by Leon, who tries to get the puck up to Janmark, the janitor. Arvidsson is out there. Arvidsson, Janmark, Draisaitl out there. No Pod Colson. I guess just as an excuse to get Leon Draisaitl more minutes. Nick Murphy, wait, Adam, you mean Sportsnet Plus is actually working for you? It never works for me. I find it doesn't drop as much, even close to as much as it used to. I can remember watching Leaf games on Sportsnet Plus, and You just flat out couldn't watch. But now they seem to have it figured out. I just wish it was more on time with, every other version of it. Kulak gets the puck up. Podkolzin is out there. McDavid and Perry with him. Odd choice to have not Draisaitl with him. Vegas turns it around. Nurse is able to poke check that away. Klingberg behind the net, and he just kind of falls. 15:52 left in OT. Oh! Very close. Very close. Nurse behind the net. Nugent Hopkins gets the puck up. Back out to Whitecloud. Intercepts. Puck shot. Save by Calvin Pickard. Hurdle. Whitecloud. Oh, and another great save by Calvin Pickard. And the Oilers take it back the other way. It's going to be Hyman and Kane, who already hooked up for a goal earlier this game. It's been all Oilers depth today. Oh, wow. The puck was dumped right back deep to the Oilers' defense, but Brandon Saad and Brett Kulak are fighting for it. So Edmonton, it looks like they iced the puck there, although they want to fight that. They don't think they've iced it. Oh, they're bringing it to center. Yeah, I didn't think Sports Talk Chud says that's not icing. I didn't think that was icing either. I think that's why they're going to do it at center ice now. Calvin Pickard's still playing with that goalie strap. What team do Oiler fans hate the most? I think it's Calgary and then Vancouver second. That's what Hayden just asked me. I would imagine it's Calgary first, just for the history. Okay, here we go. Trent Frederick down deep. Henrique. Nicholas Waugh passes the puck out. Vegas dumps it in. Nurse. Waugh along the half board. Oh! Wow! Nicholas Waugh is going to get a 5 here. He just cross-checked Trent Frederick in the face. He's getting out of this game, and they're going to suspend him for that. That's a suspension. Yeah, that's got to be a 5. 5 in a game, and they're reviewing this now, but wow. Wow, and he's bleeding for sure. So it's at least a double minor. That is a freaking bonkers cross-check. Wow. That was crazy. I want to see the replay on this. That seems odd because Frederick didn't do much. 5 major, it'll now be reviewed, so they're going to look at it. So what happens here is Frederick and Waugh are going for the puck. They're battling. Is there like a spear in there that we don't see? Why does Waugh do this? So he already elbowed Frederick in the face. Oh, he was going for the puck. But he's still So he was trying to cross-check the puck out of the air because the puck popped up, and then he just if Trent Frederick's nose isn't broken, look at the lady behind Trent Frederick. She's like, oh, look at this. Watch his head. Bam. Oh my God. Is he getting 5 in a game here, guys? I think he is. I don't feel like Taylor Aston would love an Adams History Corner Battle of Midway. 5-minute major for cross-checking game misconduct. Okay, so that means Department of Player Safety isn't going to do shit because they'll see this as a 1-game suspension, so they're not going to suspend him another game. But he is out, and that's a big loss for Vegas. He's been very good tonight. I don't feel like he meant to injure, although they called him for that. You got to you got to watch your stick, man. Also, Edmonton's about to get a 5-minute penalty or power play. 5 minutes, guys. Imagine Edmonton doesn't score. Imagine. Taylor Aston, I would love an AHC on the Battle of Midway. The way Intel proved AF was Midway. I'm obsessed with the Pacific War. You know what, Taylor? I don't know enough about it offhand right now, but I could always research and do maybe a little history hit corner. Draisaitl wins the faceoff draw, so Bouchard's going to have it at the blue line. Nugent Hopkins, download to McDavid. Or sorry, that was download to Perry, to Draisaitl, to Perry. Perry trying to jam it in. Oh, and the Oilers are able to keep that puck in. Boy, they got real close there. 14:07 left in overtime, 4:43 left on the power play. Guys, is this the game, or is this the start of the Vegas Golden Knights comeback in this series? A very consequential cross-check to the face of Trent Frederic, and a shot from McDavid, saved by Aiden Hill. Trent Frederic, by the way, okay. Nicholas Waugh, who delivered the cross-check, well, he's out of the game. And Vegas gets its first clear after 40 seconds of pressure by the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are probably going to shift 3 or 4 different times on this power play, assuming it goes the distance. Oilers needing to get set up here. McDavid line has already been out. Oh, McDavid just interfered with Stone, and they didn't call him on that. Wow. They did not call him on that. That is interference. Playoff, baby. It's different now. 3:41 left on this power play. And Vegas is doing a great job over the last minute of clearing it and keeping it away. Kane out there. Looks like Hyman is out there. Henrique is out there. They got to give McDavid and Draisaitl a rest before they come back out. Also, they've hooked up for a goal tonight. It's worth noting. Hyman and Kane, but nobody down deep as Hyman puts it low. Stopped at the blue line by Jake Wallman. Klingberg brings the puck in. Wow, Jake Wallman with a great stop at the blue line. 3:03 left in the power play. Evander Kane is going to shoot. It's sort of tipped. Kane on the half wall again. Vegas extremely aggressive on their penalty kill. All over the puck carrier. Oh, what a save by Aiden Hill again. Whoa, McNabb kind of caught Hyman a little bit up high there. All fair. All fair. It's the playoffs. Klingberg loading up, shoots. Rebound is passed, and we might get a 2-on-1 by Vegas here. Okay, it's a 2-on-2 because Evander Kane got back. They back off. Shot! Still a dangerous shot. Pickard able to stop that one. 2:20 left on this. So Vegas is already 50% of the way through this PK. Can they do it? Can they do it? McDavid, Draisaitl, Perry, all back out there, along with Bouchard and probably Nurse too. McDavid through the neutral zone, into the blue line, wrap around. Nobody there, can't get the pass off. Almost had a wide open cage for somebody, just could not get the pass to, I believe, Nugent Hopkins, who was coming in. Bouchard from this point shoots. That puck is high. It gets directed out of the way, but Bouchard had the right idea. Keep that puck low. I think it hit a stick. Draisaitl has not scored in this series. Shoots! McDavid! Perry! And they cannot shovel that home. Wow. Holy, this has been a good power play. 1:32 remaining on this power play. Hayden just said in my ear, there's no way they don't score on this power play. Right? That's a good question. This is great, man. Overtime, straight into your veins. Oilers 5-minute power play in overtime. Are you friggin' kidding me? And they're not scoring. Dustin Tyson, who is for sure had several edibles tonight. Wendy's fries are 99 cents right now, just so everyone knows. Dustin doing Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work. Yeah, McDavid should have for sure been called for this. But, hey, man, they're just showing the replay of him and Stone. But you know what? It's good fighting. Hayden said, remember when this game was boring? That feels like eons ago. And it was boring. It's not boring now. Edmonton calling a timeout to get the McDavid, Draisaitl, Perry forward group a little bit more rest so they can have a longer time out there. They're not even talking. They're not even strategizing. It's just here, have a breather. Good luck. Jesse Addington, it's like no one wants to win in overtime anymore. Justin Fisher, it's not so much that I want the Oilers to lose. It's that I want to see how ridiculous the makeup call will be if Vegas kills this monster 5-minute power play. That is a good point. It's going to be a crazy bad call by the refs to make up for that. By the way, they shouldn't have to make up for that. That was a genuine cross-check to the nose. There should be no makeup call on that. McDavid has the puck, cuts back, Draisaitl to Bouchard, to Nugent Hopkins, to Bouchard. Bouchard almost let, man, imagine that puck had skipped over his stick. Yuck. Draisaitl, McDavid at the tops of the circle. Bouchard shoots and gloved by Aiden Hill. Nobody in front of the net to take his eyes away from him. Woo! And MKI Sports points it out. We are past 1 a.m. Eastern. You're damn straight we are. Josh says, please rant on the pod about how I can't watch ESPN games on my ESPN Plus subscription. What do you mean? Which games can you not watch? This one? That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I don't watch on ESPN, so I don't know. I know people a lot of complaints about the app, but I don't know anything about it. You'll have to explain. Draisaitl's going to take this face-off draw. McDavid waiting to potentially take a shot, but it's more than likely going to go to Bouchard, which it does as Draisaitl wins the face-off. Bouchard, McDavid down low. Oh, tries to get the puck inside to Draisaitl, but they tie him up. McNabb was all over that. Bouchard, we are within a minute of this penalty being killed. Oh, nice play in front of the net by Nugent Hopkins. Both Perry and Draisaitl cannot get their stick on it. McDavid to Draisaitl. Back to Bouchard. Shoot! Saved by Aiden Hill. Only 30 seconds left on the power play. And it looks like, Calvin Picker was able to get that puck away from William Karlsson. Through the neutral zone comes McDavid. He's got it. He's trying to get set up. Nobody there. Puck around, and looks like Vegas is going to kill this penalty, guys. Vegas might kill a 5-minute penalty in overtime. There is 10 seconds to go. Draisaitl shoots. Big save by Aiden Hill. 6 seconds left on a 5-minute Nicholas Waugh penalty. Cross-check to the face on Trent Frederick. He was booted from the game. And are we going to commercial break here? Wow. Oh, it's a dry scrape. Okay. Wow, that is an insane penalty kill. Wow. Wow. Now, does Vegas get all the momentum after this? You got to ask the question. Matthew Presley, my God, you should have a rule where you should fold your franchise if you can't score in a 5-minute major on playoff OT. Oh, no commercial breaks in OT. Yeah, baby, let's go. Let's go. I didn't even realize that. You know, usually when it goes to overtime for my team, I'm too busy chewing my knuckles off. Hayden is pacing up and down the hall, he says right now. We are antsy tonight. We are antsy. Apparently Steve Dangle's in the chat, although I don't see him. Maybe because he's a coward and he's hiding. Where are you, Steve? Where are you, Steve Dangle? I don't see you. You just wrote OMG in the chat? Well, it's OMG worthy. Man, the Oilers were up 2 goals in the third. 2 goals. They had every reason to win this game. And then they were gifted. Oh, Steve, right here, you bum. There you go. Thanks for joining, Steve. Thanks. Steve, let's get a prediction. Give us a who's going to win this game. Trent Frederick looks like he's in a lot of pain. I doubt he can even breathe through his nose right now. Give us a prediction, Steve, you coward. Give it who's going to score? 9:29 left in OT, at least the first one. 6 seconds left on this power play. 6 seconds before people start talking about it all day tomorrow and all day Saturday. 6 minutes. This will be all anybody will talk about at work. Sorry, 6 seconds. People go to work and go, can you believe they didn't score in the 5 minutes? You know how that's going to go. All right, here we go. 9:29 left in OT. Evander Kane is going to take this faceoff. 5 seconds to go. Oh! They scored! No! It didn't go in? Wait, I think they scored. Didn't the Oilers score? Wait a second. Olsen's out. It hit the crossbar? No way. They almost did score on that power play. I thought this is... Wait. Are we sure that didn't go in? Horn did not go. Are we sure? I swear to God I saw that. Am I the only one? Am I crazy? Am I insane? I feel like that went in. You got to look at that, right? And they still don't have a whistle. They still don't have a whistle to look at this. Oh my God. I was like, that's in. Man, I'm getting goosebumps again. This game is giving me crazy goosebumps. Holy, I'm just like, wow. All right. Fourth line for the Oilers are out, and that's a good thing. They've created 2 goals of the 4 that the Oilers have had tonight. Stone. All right, give me the replay of this. Do not go to commercial break. Oh, wait. We don't have to go to commercial break. It's overtime. Yay! How did that not go in? Wow. It is off the bar. How did Pietrangelo... Wow, Adam Henrique, that's why you forecheck, kids. He just got in the way, and Pietrangelo made a mistake. He tried to rush it. And Hyman, oh my God, Hyman wants to die there. Kane thought it was in. And he's saying, no, it wasn't. And Hyman and Kane, by the way, had a good goal tonight. Ooh. Klingberg almost gave one up there. Or at least a scoring opportunity to Olofsson, who's been all over the night, or the ice tonight. He's been great. Oh my God. Yo, for anybody that was watching the Canes and Caps, which feels like it was yesterday, because it quite literally was. It's 1:13 in the morning. Tell me that that's an entertaining series compared to this. That series sucks. This is flat out like speed. It's crazy. Rusty Mitchell says, can you imagine killing 4 minutes and 58 seconds and then losing your penalty kill and losing the game on a flub like that? Man, it almost happened. What a story that would have been tomorrow. Oh, the takes. Oh, Eichel with a shot, and he's looked amazing all night. Another save by Calvin Pickard, who's looked equally good. Jack Eichel's been dangerous all night long. By the way, over 1,100 people in the chat now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Gripper Nation chat. If I could just ask you one thing, drop a like. It's like a one little thing. Drop a like. Helps us reach more people. There could be more people like us who want to hang out and watch this stream. And they don't even know it exists. They could know if you just like. It costs you nothing. Learning Languages says, any thoughts on TGL golf this year? I don't normally watch golf. Can't get enough TGL. To be honest with you, I have not watched a single bit of it, but Jesse Blake is the one to ask. And also, we're in the middle of overtime. Oh, my God. Kidding. But seriously. Tyler wants to know, Adam, are you doing a podcast on Saturday because the Leafs game's on Friday? Yes. Gravely Diggs. Hey, Gravely. What's going on? Been a long time. Clenched and firmly held. Oh. Draven says, saludos from California. Glad you guys are still up. Hell yeah, we are. This OT has been awesome. This is where, too, in OT, like they're, almost 15 minutes into it, this is where you start to feel it a little bit. The adrenaline of OT has worn off. You've had a power play. One team had it, didn't score. The other team had a PK, killed it. And you start to get, oh, what a shot by McDavid. Wow. This is all scoring chances. No, that is not a penalty. I know Vegas fans want a penalty. He had the puck, and he was knocked down. That's not how it works, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Noah Berger, this game is getting me through the wait for my parents to arrive after their flight got delayed like 2 hours. Man, it's a hell of a game to be watching, just waiting for somebody. It's great. Hyman steals the puck. Oilers going for a change, though, so it's literally 1-on-5. Oh, man. Chat. We have ourselves a great overtime. This is what you wait for all year. You're like, hey man, January, oh, that was an exciting game. This is what you wait for. This is why you watch. You watch because of this right here, this moment. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be cheesy. Like, this is the shit. I love this. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at the red line. Kane in on White Cloud. Little hit there. So you do have to keep throwing the body. Wear these guys down. Prophet says you'll be alive till the end, right? 7 OTs? Absolutely. We will be live till this game ends, even if it's at 4 a.m. I don't care. 5:15 left in overtime. Puck is iced. No, it's not iced. It was waved off for some reason. But Colson, back to Nurse. Nurse up the wall. Arvidsson. Oh! Oh, McNabb is down, and I think that was his shoulder. Oh, boy. I think his shoulder is out. Yep. I think his stick got caught. I think Arvidsson and McNabb got tied up. I don't think that was intentional. He might get called for that anyway. But that looked like it killed. No, his shoulder looks like he's okay. It looked like it was out. Look. Oh, my God. Another post by the Oilers there from McDavid. Wow. So McDavid could have ended this game. Hyman could have ended this game. So Arvidsson just grabs McNabb, and he's not trying to push him in, but he does get his stick in between McNabb's skates. That sucks. And that should be a penalty. That's a can opener. You can't do that shit. Are they not calling that? I know that they were caught up, but dude, you can't. That's a can opener. That's illegal. You can't do that shit. That's super dangerous. At very least, it's like, wow, they're not going to call that. If Bruce Cassidy is the color of a plum, he is pissed. He's not yelling. Look at it. Look at the way he's standing. 4:57 in OT. Here we go. Boom. Oh, no, they fake dropped the puck, those a-holes. McDavid is coming in because Draisaitl got kicked out of the faceoff dot. I can't believe Arvidsson didn't get a call on that. He should have been called. Here we go. Ref, you suck chance coming out for the Vegas Golden Knights fans, and I can't blame them. Bouchard gives the puck up to Mark Stone, but he gets back and plays some defense. Evan Bouchard turning over a new leaf, we see. McDavid is going to blast through. Here he comes. McDavid Draisaitl. It's off the post again. It's off the post. Oh, did it go in? Did that actually go in? Is that a goal? Game is over. I thought it went off the post. The one time I was like, hey, there's no way that went in. It went in. And the Vegas Golden Knights cannot believe this. They should have been on the power play. They cannot believe this. And that is Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid in a nutshell. They will make you pay every time. The Knights fought like mad. This is a game that they think we should have come back and won this. Look at this. Corey Perry, great play to McDavid. Look at the speed of McDavid. Beautiful pass to Draisaitl. That's over. That's over. It was out of the net so fast I thought it hit the post. Wow. Nick Murphy dropping 10 SDPN memberships. Nick, thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, Aiden Hill doesn't have a chance. Pietrangelo falls into him. There's just nothing you can do. There's nothing but you see how quickly that puck came out? That's why I thought it hit the post. That was That was nuts. And it's just this stunned silence in Vegas right now. T-Mobile Arena was rocking a minute ago. A minute ago, and they are silent now. You could basically hear the Golden Knights guys yelling at the ref. Wow. Wow. Holy moly. What a game. What a game. That had everything. That had freaking everything, man. By the way, Vegas scored first, so technically it's the Oilers' 6th straight comeback victory. How about that? Gravely Diggs, Vegas is going to melt over that non-call. Yo, they are. They are. That was a crazy non-call. I can't believe they didn't call that. Who's going to get fined? Bruce Cassidy? Yeah, Hayden thinks that Bruce Cassidy is going to say something tonight after the game. I would be surprised if he didn't. Wow. Okay, guys. How much fun has that been? This series freaking rocks. The only part about this series that I'm a little sad about is that Vegas hasn't won a game and it looks like Edmonton's going to win every one of them. They might sweep. Wow, this has been fun. Yeah, Bruce Cassidy was so pissed on the bench. And then for this to be the next play, McDavid, Draisaitl, ding, back of the net, game over, baby. Over. Wow. That was honestly, that game up until midway through the second period, it was a little low event. After that, pure cocaine. Like it was just crazy. Guys, I had the best time hanging out with you. And I want you to know that on Saturday night, we're going to do this again. I know it's technically Friday morning. Saturday night, the next Oilers Knights game, we're doing this again, you and me. Gripper Nation, game 3 in Edmonton. Oh, you know it's going to be a loud barn. You know it's going to be a loud barn. We're going to have some fun. So we will see you Saturday night, right back here on the SDPN YouTube channel. I want to do a big shout out to Hayden, my producer, Robert, running the chat, and I want to do the last shout out to you who joined us. Thank you so much for hanging out. Honestly, great time tonight. Awesome time. Yeah, we love playoff hockey. So we'll see you on Saturday night. Oilers Vegas. Let's go. Have a good one.